What is up, everybody? Welcome to Attack the Talk. I am your host, AJ. Joining me live is the Zach Attack. There's Zach right there. Woo! And we have a special guest joining us in this episode. We have the Chopper from the Straw Hat Pirate Crew. What's up, Chopper? Chopper's a little shy right now, so we'll let Chopper go ahead and get comfortable. We have our good friend and our Jaegerist, favorite Jaegerist, joining us live in chat. That is Jacob.
We have our local genocide
Jacob.
fan.
And yeah, so Lexi will be joining us very, very shortly. Which means we get an opportunity to go ahead and have a little One Piece session, okay? We're starting off the podcast with some One Piece session. This is One Piece Talk, all right?
Every other Thursday, we have our One Piece segment while Lexi's not here.
Okay. So I want to go ahead and talk about this. And, you know, this is obviously Attack the Talk. We will get into the story, of course. You know, Season 4, Episode 8. We'll be finishing off Episode 8 with Assassin's Bullet, and it'll be very, very sad. Yes. But I want to go ahead and say here now, I saw some fucking cool stuff, man, when I started watching again. Oh my gosh.
Before we dive into it,
I want to go ahead and say,
what was the last thing you saw?
Last thing I saw was King Cobra and Sabo.
Oh!
That's the last thing I saw, okay? Now, Jacob, this is for you, Jacob. I swear, and all that is great and holy, that if you spoil anything, it will hurt me to my core. I will hold a fucking grudge.
Jacob, he will not watch it if you spoil it for him. I don't care if you got to go look back at the manga, the episodes. We're talking Cobra, Sabo, Emu.
Yeah, exactly. You got to see Emu.
So, I just want to say this. This isn't much of a spoiler, but you saw who he had to fight.
Yeah.
Or at least run from.
Yeah.
This motherfucker walked into the room with not only Emu, but all 5 Gorosei.
Yeah.
And you're going to see in Egghead just how the Gorosei rock and roll. What's up?
Here. So as you guys can hear, this song, and then I think coming up, you will hear this part, and you'll know exactly what it is if you know.
Oh, yes!
And I just want to say, I want to be Garp's favorite student so bad!
That boy is my favorite pupil! Tough!
That's so good, honestly. So that's one thing I want to talk about is, god damn, Garp, I couldn't believe it. First off, the fucking cojones to go ahead and just literally drop ship over in this
literal drop ship, not drop anchor, drop ship,
right? And then it ended obviously with I'm playing the song for the reason, but with Kuzan, with Aokiji and Garp, and seeing how that played out, and I go ahead and watch it dubbed, right?
Yeah.
So I really appreciate just like how with anybody how lines are delivered, right? And so it's one of those things where
you are.
Garp goes on and says, and he says this over to Aokiji, right? Because obviously Aokiji now, he's kind of like vagabond, rogue, and now he's a part of, obviously Teach, his crew. Well, there's a line that Garp says, and I don't know what the line is, when it's dubbed. I mean, when it's sub, but he goes out there and he says pretty much like, I don't know if it's verbatim, but he tells him, he goes, "A man that wavers is no man at all." It's one of those things where it's just so cool. And he's like right there in Aokiji's face. And then it's just like, oh shit. And that's the moment where obviously Aokiji thinks he has the upper hand and things happen, things play out. Obviously, I'm not going to get into any details. But Garp, wow.
So, was it after... No. It was after...
The Garpsicle.
The episode before the one you watched had Bonnie in it, right?
So I think I'm at episode 1120, I think.
Yes. Okay. I know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I can actually talk about shit.
Yeah.
Damn, you watched a good amount.
I'm telling you. Well, shout out to the beautiful Zebra Cakes, or we'll see if Zebra Cakes joins us in chat. But when she's over at her studio working, I'm like, okay, well, time to go watch some One Piece and stuff, and I've been. So it started off with the episode that really got me into it. I think was of course Shanks and Kid. That fucking moment was insane, and you think Kid was just like. He just arrived. He was gonna go make a statement, and then you thought he made the statement. No,
that's what 112.
That was I think one of those episodes early on.
That's 112.
And so that's because I was watching the episodes before that, right? Because I think I said I can't remember exactly where I left or I told you I left off on, but
I think the last time I talked to you, you were pre-Lucci fight.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And then I watched that.
That's what got me. I saw that fight and I was like,
you're right. That was cool. It was cool to see Lucci again.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I need to play you the sub clip because the sub clip, fuck, it's so primal.
Yeah, we got.
It's so primal.
But yeah, the Shanks moment was crazy, and to really understand the hockey that he has and. Holy
I'm gonna toss you this, so you can play it, listen to it.
All right.
That was you saw that, Toss? You guys saw that?
All right. Listen to. Yeah.
Was it earlier that he does it?
He's already transforming.
Yeah, switch. Go to the beginning of the episode. There's like the first thing in that little clip. Just that first little line.
Right there. I'll go back to it right now. Hold on.
Enjoy it. She does that laugh so well.
That's that good shit right there. And then Lucci just like, what the fuck?
Oh, 100%. AJ wouldn't know that, but 100% the new voice is growing on me.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I love that. The kita. Motherfucker's like, I'm like, oh, he's losing it.
The rasp is getting there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in
the new Frankie voice.
In the newer episodes, the rasp is getting there, like it's growing.
Okay, so he's the new Frankie voice actor is starting to.
He's listening to the populace and actually like altering the voice a little bit. He's like, okay, they want more rasp. So you can tell he's like stepping into it a bit.
Yeah. Think about that, bro. That's got to be nerve-wracking, right?
Oh, a character that's lasted over 600 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's nerve-wracking.
Exactly.
That will be the test is when he hits the first super.
I know. Why hasn't he? Because he's building up to it, right? I think that's what it is. But yeah. So I mean, I'm excited. I feel it. You know, like I feel it. I feel the freaking One Piece just surging, you know, through my freaking my bloodstream, man. It's crazy. Like, I get really excited. I do get bummed when I go ahead. I'm like excited to go and watch an episode. I'm like, okay, and all of a sudden the episode's kind of like, you know, you got to go ahead and build up to these different kind of moments, right? Yeah. Where obviously it's there's a lot of world building and there's so many different stories and stuff. Like even with just you know, Teach and Law and stuff and all that and seeing all that. The Kuma stuff is already that's
starting.
It's starting, but already
Jacob texted me. He was like, "That was so sad," and I was like, "Wait till the next 2 weeks."
Oh my god,
10 times worse each week, bro.
So I'm not even there yet with that whole thing, but I already know we're gonna get some crazy Kuma shit.
When you see the first Kuma episode, it's the last scene that threw everybody off. They were like, what? And me and my buddy Ryan were talking about it because I saw him a lot this last week and he reads the manga. We were talking about people we've seen on social media and we just started, wow, we're like, these fuckers have no clue the emotional distress they're in for the next 2 weeks. Because he's that guy.
Yeah.
Because he's that guy, Jacob, to answer your question.
But it's cool. It's cool to go ahead and see these different battle sequences happening over in different parts of the world and just realizing really how powerful and how strong all of these characters are, because I feel like you go out and you see some of these characters and then you're like, okay, but you don't understand what they're capable of. Like for me, again, I'm going back to Garp where it's like with Garp, you only hear stories, and you think about like, okay, Garp is just this
or the hero of the Marine.
Yeah, I can feel like there's been like these like legends being spoken about certain characters, right? But to go ahead and see Garp do his thing and see whatever the after freaking effect is, and he's like, oh, I must be losing my touch. A few buildings up or something like that. You know?
He's like, there are a couple of buildings still standing.
Yeah.
Must be out of touch.
Yeah, stuff like that, you know.
Out of practice or some shit.
And yeah, so I mean, I'm excited, and even just what I was left with Emu, and I don't know what they're all affiliated as, but seeing them really for the first time as a group. They showed the guy with like the weird kind of like beard and stuff like that. They've shown him before. But now you go ahead and you see all of them, and then they turn into these weird, like freaking ghostly type, creatures and stuff.
Dude, so not this last week, but the week I believe it was before.
Yeah.
No, 2 weeks ago, because we had a filler episode between the Kuma episode and the previous one.
Yeah.
So pre-filler episode, so technically 3 weekends ago, we got to like see the legitimate transformation of one of them.
Really?
And bro, I'd been sitting on it for months.
Chopper is participating in the pod. Tish, what do you mean? Chopper's right here. Chopper's just really shy.
That's why the mic's all up in his face. He's holding on to it for dear life.
Exactly.
But yeah, that transformation, me and Tish talked about it.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say anything. It's creepy.
Oh no.
Creepy.
Oh man.
Yes. No, she doesn't know who.
Yeah. So I will say, Tisha, I left off where Sabo.
Don't know who it is because they'll tell you who's on the island and shit. But
there's like Sabo, Cobra. Obviously, I don't want to say too much again for people who are watching this and who don't watch One Piece. And I do want to go give my little One Piece PSA in a bit. But got to see Wapple again, right?
Oh yeah,
and,
him and
BV.
Yeah,
and so it's cool to go ahead and see some of these characters back. But so you talk about filler. That's got to be one of the most annoying things, huh? When you're looking forward to a One Piece episode, all of a sudden you just go out there and you watch and you just see it's a filler episode.
We waited 6 months. And I'm going to tell you exactly how many episodes we got before we got that fucking recap episode. Now, don't get me wrong.
Oh, those recaps. Oh, my God.
I understand why they did it because Kuma is so... You don't understand. The Kuma arc in itself is so fucking impactful.
Yeah.
Just in the manga alone, which that's not even pretty and animated. That's just fucking still frames. Me and Ryan both were sobbing into our fucking screens when we read it. Just from reading it, not even seeing it.
Yeah.
So we got exactly, in the second part of Egghead, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes. Recap. Kuma. Now if we get any more fucking recap, I'll be mad. Because I get it because it's Kuma and like you have to emotionally prepare your audience. And like I said, they weren't prepared because they thought that first episode was bad.
Yeah.
No, that's nothing. That's not even taking the lid off the barrel. That's the thing that is holding the top of the barrel on. I know. Chopper's the one who leads the recap episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cute.
Yeah, okay. Now we get okay, Jacob. I know you've been sitting on this. He's been fiending for kid talk, bro.
Yeah, so I do want to go ahead and give my little PSA, right? To those who have not started watching One Piece, or maybe have started but have not kind of go on to go ahead and continue watching it. Wake the fuck up! Preach! One Piece is here!
Tell him!
One Piece is around us!
Tell him what Whitebeard said, AJ!
What are you waiting for?
The One Piece!
Like,
the One Piece is
have
real!
You been living under a rock? Okay, if you're like me and Zach was just telling me, go ahead and watch it, please. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Do not be afraid, okay? Do not let the fear of all of those episodes discourage you from starting to watch One Piece, because you will appreciate the journey. I'm telling you, the journey is a journey where you yourself feel like a straw hat, and you've gone on to go on these adventures with this crew, and then you get to go ahead and see the world grow before your eyes, and you get to go ahead and just fall so in love with just the storytelling, these characters, see some badass freaking like battle sequences. Like, what are you waiting for? there's no reason for anybody to not go ahead and give One Piece a chance. And I'm telling you,
and that's coming from AJ.
You have to give it a chance because that 1999 early 2000s One Piece is different. Okay, it's goofy. It's you know, Zebra Cakes went on to go ahead and describe it as like freaking, you know, like blurry vision, feel like you're rubbing your eyes because the way the quality of the just the art style isn't obviously what it is now. But
I will say this though, on that note, do you miss pre-time skip One Piece?
There are certain parts where I do, obviously. I mean, but that's part of that's part of the beauty of it.
Me and
that's how you know it's a good story. That's 100%. How you know when you miss like the early part of it. Like that's just nostalgia right there, right?
Yeah.
And nostalgia, you have nostalgia when you want to recall things that you miss, and that's just like. If you didn't give a shit about One Piece, you want to give a shit about freaking pre-time, whatever, post, anything. Like the fact that people care that much and people like miss like, you know, pre-time skip or miss certain arcs or whatever it is, like, again, that just goes to show just how incredible One Piece is, you know?
And this is what me and Tez like to, I've told Tez this before, because he says pre-time skip One Piece is so whimsical and goofy and silly and just beautiful.
Yeah, right?
Yes,
yeah.
pre-time skip. And this is what I told him. I was like, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
You have so much wonder and whimsy in this new world up until a time skip.
Tish agrees as well as far as the goofiness and aspect.
Yeah, I mean, Zoro smiles.
Yeah.
We don't really get that post-time skip.
No.
But then
Zoro's also see some shit. We'll talk about Kuma.
Yeah.
Zoro's that was the moment I think Zoro changed.
100%. 100%.
And also, I'm convinced. It's only a matter of time, bro, before we have a One Piece pod.
I know.
I'm convinced now.
We could even just do like a theory. It doesn't have to be episode. We do theory.
No, I think that we go ahead and we focus on just arcs.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yes. Generalize, yes.
We go ahead and focus on arcs, right?
This is what I told Tesla.
There you go.
I said,
you heard it here first.
Pre-time skip is your whimsy, building of team, getting to know everybody, and getting to know a little bit about the world.
You're being introduced to the world, exactly.
Post-time skip, pre-Egghead is okay. You've seen how this world operates. From as early as Alabasta, you see the corruption of the world.
Yeah.
Even earlier, if you really want to count Arlong, but I'm talking about like the world in itself is a corrupt world, and you see that in Alabasta.
Yeah.
Then once you get post-time skip, the stakes have already been raised. The crew's been fucked up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of the crew got fucked up pre-time skip.
A lot of them had their own very specific like traumatic events.
Exactly.
And it's all stuff that they are just like holding together, right? Alone internally, but also there are moments where they're all trying to hold it together as a crew, right? And you know, there's obviously things that some of the crew members don't even know that certain, you know, like people in their own crew are dealing with internally, you know, and stuff.
Yeah.
And again, that's also the beauty of it. It brings like that kind of like that human aspect to these characters, you know, the emotions and stuff involved. Like
they don't
so much trauma.
feel the need to share every thought that they have.
Yeah.
They're treated like real people who are like, I can't share this with the closest people in my life because they might look at me different.
Yeah.
Usopp. And just even other things like Sanji and Whole Cake. But once you hit that post-time skip, it is a much more serious tone.
Oh yeah.
Because now we're setting up the groundwork for I like to think of One Piece
the stakes are higher,
as,
bro.
Yes, I like to think of One Piece as 3 acts, and I got this from Wano.
Okay.
Act 1 is pre-time skip. Act 2 is post-time skip. Act 3 is going to be Egghead and Beyond. And Act 2 was crazy world building and connecting the dots, and you got all this info in season 1, and you've heard little rumors about these bigger fish in the sea, and then you start seeing them actually come into play and how they operate, and then you get a bigger idea of how the world in itself functions. And then you just get a little glimpse of what the top of the world looks like in terms of power. Then you get Egghead and Beyond. And now it's real.
Again, the stakes are much higher, as you can tell from some of these characters that I myself am just seeing. You know, we talk about Kid, talk about Law, talk about, you know, like you think so. To your point about Act 2, right? About the posts, time skip, talking about Wano. I feel like with that theory, that pretty much is about cementing yourself, right? Like whether it's these different characters, like you are like really cementing yourself with proving to the world that you belong, and then once you go ahead and obviously they achieve what they achieve, and again, I'm being vague for the sake of like for those who obviously haven't gone to go ahead and watch, and you're still listening, and if you're still listening, just shout out to you.
AJ's nicer than I.
If you're listening and you have not watched One Piece and you're still listening to us go ahead and talk about it, I appreciate you so much, because I know at times it can be difficult to go ahead and listen to something that maybe you're just not even aware of and you don't know. You're like, well, I don't know who these characters.
Yeah.
But
if you haven't skipped to the Attack on Titan part of our podcast yet, you should probably give it. I'd say give it 10 episodes.
Yeah, you just go ahead and
really
just,
need.
Please just give it a chance. Again, you have to go ahead and get through what that first, what the phase 1 is, like Zach was talking about, right? About the time skip and characters kind of just being introduced and the crews forming. But anyway, so like again, with phase 2, right? Wano, again, like I said, these characters now are proving to themselves and to the world that they belong. And then they ultimately show that they do. And now that they have established themselves, now, like you're saying,
now that we're a Yonko crew,
now it's like, okay, we know we can take you serious now.
Yeah.
So now it's time for the big leagues.
And this is kind of like going off what Tish said.
Yeah.
I knew it shifted when I thought Captain Kuro was tough.
Oh, Captain Kuro, that's such that. Okay,
that's from where we meet Usopp.
Oh shit!
Right,
yeah.
right. That's the butler.
Yeah.
From
Kuro. Yeah, Kuro is a butler,
live
right?
Action, right? Yes.
With the what was it like the
he had the
cat crew or something like that? Or
yes.
Yeah.
But we have
Kuro's a fucking bitch. Damn,
Jacob got some strong feelings on that one.
Yeah. Now looking at the current villains,
like
exactly.
She thought Captain Kuro was tough.
Yeah.
We all thought Rob Lucci was fucking tough.
Yeah.
And now I can talk about this with you. Lucci is. You'll see other fights in Egghead. Lucci is just a setup to show you we are not where we were.
Yeah.
Even at time skip anymore. Cause Lucci's over here like, oh, I want to see what's on your wanted poster. Thinking it's gear 3, maybe gear 4. This motherfucker says gear 5.
Yeah.
And he's like, huh? What? Instant. Oh, dude. It's a dopamine rush. I got chills thinking about that fucking initial speed rush where Luffy's like looking up at the camera. You see the red in his eyes. And then you see Lucci's like, huh? In his eye, just Luffy, red eyes. Boom! Oh, that was so satisfying. Yeah. I was like, you fucked that cat up. You fucked that cat up.
Pussy food.
He's not that guy.
Yeah.
He's really not that guy.
But you know what? I didn't really think about that to this point. Like until now, when you mentioned that, like Lucci was brought in and brought back to show that, like, obviously they both aren't where they were, but also Lucci isn't like what you mentioned.
Even though he's gotten up higher,
not like the peak of what, like, as far as villain, what that mountain is, you got to climb. Like, no, like he's just another stepping fucking stone.
Bro went from extreme difficulty for Luffy to absolutely no difficulty.
So literally, like, and again, I apologize for the spoiler stuff.
I don't.
But like,
watch it.
But like, to
You'll
literally,
by the time you're there,
like having to work together, you know, and
put that motherfucker in a bubble. So, oh yes, okay. So you saw all the S's, right? All the Seraphim.
Yes, I saw. Well,
Bro.
I don't know if all of them are there.
Who have you seen out of them?
So the ones that I've seen is obviously the ones that are there, right? So that's Kuma, that's Jinbei, that's Boa, and that would be obviously Mihawk.
Yes. Okay. So that's all I'm gonna talk about.
Yeah.
That scene with S-Hawk. How funny was it watching Kaku get thrown around in the air mid?
Oh yeah.
He's like, ah, fucking wanna be Usopp.
Yeah, I know.
That shit was tough. I love the Zoro flashback of seeing Mr. One with the and the fucking blade spinning around.
Yeah.
Ah, they're so tough.
That's one thing too I do like about One Piece is obviously there's so many episodes, but they do call back on important moments, of course. But they also do bring back, you know, characters and stuff, you know, that you haven't seen in a long time. And, you know, obviously it's for reasons. And you just smile.
I love Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. So have you seen yourself yet
Edison. Yes, you've seen Edison.
Well, yeah, I've seen Edison. Edison is one of the
little green one with the football head.
Yeah. Yeah. That was another twist that I did not anticipate, but I'm not going to go and get into it for the sake of, again, like.
Nah, you're Shaka, bro.
Anybody should go ahead and watch and kind of experience for yourself.
Yeah, no, seriously. Now he actually wants to fight Mihawk.
Yeah.
Minority Hunter Zoro's in the building.
Oh, also another character I saw again. I helped out with during the whole Kobe thing was Perona.
Yeah.
Perona again. And again, I think we talked about it too, but like there's certain characters that come along over in the journey of One Piece and I can't help but think about like, damn, like they would be a great addition to, obviously the Straw Hat crew, right? Mm-hmm. But Luffy, he has his
I think about 10 men will do,
yeah.
and I'm assuming that's including himself.
Yeah.
And that makes 10.
And it's like, I feel like there's just, more that, would have been, I guess.
But there's always alliances. Mm-hmm. Momo and Yamato are honorary Straw Hat Allegiance members. Like, if Luffy calls, the motherfuckers come literally flying in. Like, I know they're the same with the entire fleet this motherfucker has that he forgets he has.
Yeah.
You have 2 more episodes, and then you're in part 2 of Egghead. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been wanting to go ahead.
These next episodes go crazy. You thought Galaxy Impact was nuts? Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm back in.
Yeah.
I'm back in. Yeah, Traffy is a Straw Hat. I think Traffy. I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, he could be,
100%.
but
No, he's
I get honorary. But even though doesn't really like working along with Luffy,
they're part of the fleet. Hey, so you know what me and Tish were talking about? We're talking about Chopper's a drug dealer now, right?
What do you mean?
Beppo, bro.
Oh yeah.
Chopper, this motherfucker's a drug dealer.
Come on now.
I'm not mad about it.
No, I'm not.
Dude,
that was a cool moment.
Beppo basically just almost soloed 3 of Blackbeard's crew.
Yeah. It was great, but unfortunately, it didn't last. But you gotta do what you gotta do for your captain.
Oh man. And you finally got to see Lawette. Female Law.
Oh yeah, that was something that I saw.
I know you guys spoke, but now you got to see it.
Yeah.
You gotta see it come to fruition, see the whole crew go,
yeah.
Captain!
Yeah. It goes, by the way, AJ. What's up, Jacob?
I'm so excited. I
was thinking about it too. I was like, you know what? I think a One Piece podcast would be great. But while that is, I guess, somewhat breaking news that we potentially could be thinking about that, I do want to say, I want to tell you, Zach, and this is breaking news to you, that if we do a One Piece podcast, I myself do not feel qualified enough to host. So, Zach, I want you to go ahead and take over as host for a One Piece podcast if we, in fact, do so.
If you guys can convince us, that's up to y'all.
So, if you guys really do want to see us do a One Piece podcast, it would be fun to do. But, again, these podcasts do take work, and it would take work just to go ahead and just have some sort of preparation. Like, we don't have to do what we do here. We can just literally have
you don't have to do a whole
hour-long
script.
podcast.
We can just have major topics,
right? And stuff, and that's pretty much what we do. Like, you would just essentially go ahead and see what arc we're covering, and we can just go down in chronological order, and then just really focus on a lot of important aspects of it. And again, you're much more knowledgeable in One Piece than I am, and so I know that you'd be able to go ahead and navigate, just like how here in the podcast, like we all know Attack on Titan, and so I feel like for me, I feel comfortable in like wherever we're at on the podcast talking about whatever, I can always kind of like re-navigate us into whatever it is Attack on Titan wise that we're talking about. So, and I know that you can do the same as well with One Piece.
Off the dome.
So
it's a hobby, man. Yeah. It's a hobby.
Yeah. He's passing the Straw Hat.
Yeah.
Recaps. Yeah.
That's what we're thinking about, is just going over arcs and major plot points and maybe like cool moments.
We can always, on whatever you feel like is a specific episode to cover, we can go ahead and do that, as well.
I mean, like, obviously there's going to be episodes like big episode in Marineford. Like, that'll be one. I think. I was gonna say Skypiea, but actually, Skypiea in itself can have an arc recap, and then another episode where you can just talk about all the lore in it.
Yeah,
we can figure it out.
Yeah. Again, that obviously is a work in progress, but I think it'd be a fun thing to go ahead and do. But again, I mean, also, let us know that's something you would like for us to go ahead and do, and also just be patient with us as well, because while we would love to do that, we still have an AttackOnTitan podcast
we got
that we're
a lot
very
more
much
AOT
invested in,
left.
and we will go ahead and segue into that for sure. I thought we were watching episode 1 through current.
Wild.
I'm not gonna lie, so I thought about that too. Like, if I go ahead and I, catch up to a point, let's say now, we're waiting for episodes to go ahead and drop, we can always do an aspect of that as well too, where we go ahead and we can just do a little stream, live watch and stuff, but also do like, podcasts as well and stuff.
I think that'd be awesome if it falls through and we end up doing it and there's still weekly episodes coming out, we could even just have,
hey,
what's up?
And that concludes
that seat's taken.
Not good. Yeah, you can go ahead and carefully pass me our friend Chopper.
Transfer him over.
Yeah, careful, Chopper is ticklish.
Oh.
All right, let's see.
Stop it, you!
All right.
Just because you made me laugh doesn't mean I'm okay with it.
But I'm pretty sure it's exactly because I haven't eaten.
Oh yeah, you got to eat something.
And you brought fuel for the fire.
I did. So you're gonna hear some. Y'all are gonna hear some
Smacking the
slurping and
lips.
smacking.
That's fine.
By the way, when Jacob said, by the way, AJ, he said, Law hasn't been seen since he lost.
Oh,
Kid hasn't either.
That's true. Well, which is so crazy too, because I mean, thinking about what you mentioned about like the, you have phase 1, phase 2, and now we're, phase 3 is kind of like ongoing currently and stuff, right? And so, it's another thing where it's like, Law and Kid were such a big part of phase 2,
Dude.
and now that
They were there for Wano, like
now that
big
again it's
parts.
like, it's we're over in the real world now.
Jacob's got a message for you.
Lexi, please do yourself a favor and please watch One Piece. That's just such a commitment.
You know what's crazy? I gave a PSA.
AJ gave a
early on.
major
It
like.
was a heartfelt, passionate PSA to go ahead and watch One Piece, and all I can tell you is the journey is well worth it. Okay,
It's way better than the
think
live
about this,
action.
How
right?
far along are you now?
I'm on.
Dude's damn near caught
I asked
up.
you that like you're pregnant. How
I
far
know.
along are you?
Oh, 11,
Chopper's
20.
Chopper's about to come out.
11:20?
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
episodes are in One Piece?
Yeah. Currently, how many are there?
So not counting the specials and all that, because they number them specifically.
Uh-huh.
I think we're at 11:30 something.
Oh, really?
11:30. 11:30 something.
Holy crap, AJ.
We're at
you're-
11:29. We're actually about to hit 11:30.
Oh shit.
Holy crap, AJ. You're
Wow,
really
I didn't know
close
I
to being
was
caught
that-
That's
up.
what I'm saying. A week ago, he was not this close.
No.
A week ago, I
What
couldn't.
were you doing?
The week ago, I couldn't talk about the
Yeah,
bulk of
just started
Egghead Part
binging,
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't talk about like the last 16, 17 episodes. And this motherfucker damn near finished with Part 1. He's got like 2 episodes of Part 1 left.
Also,
I'm
can
sure
I?
you're thrilled now. You
I'm
can say
so
everything to
dude,
him.
Did you not hear us yelling? Like,
I did.
Yeah, I was so
I
excited.
literally had to take a deep breath before I walked in here because I was like, I have a headache. It's okay. You have earplugs in.
Can I play you just like a theme, I guess, or a song, a One Piece song
Of course.
that recently happened, and yeah, I want you to go ahead and just listen to it. Right.
Okay, before this, Tish says, Lexi, I was an avid one-season anime only watcher. I caught up after 2 years. I have them tattooed. I promise, it's so good and so complex.
Yeah.
She does have tattoos.
You know what's crazy is that Zach literally just talked
Why
about
does Tish,
how complex it
Tish
is.
saying it convinced me more than
Well, the thing is though, is that I think that just
It's
the fandom
good,
obviously
good.
is what it is. The fandom is
he's
insane.
like, Tish, keep going.
Right?
Yes, please, egg her on more.
So how Zach described it is essentially there are 3 phases, right? So phase 1 is the pre-time skip, right? So that would be like obviously, I don't know exactly where
That's
it'd
like
be in
about
terms of-
400, 500 episodes.
But like that, so that's like
Okay.
so it's a very
Sure.
goofy, whimsical adventure as we
could
described, right?
Also, wait for the Wit remake or watch One Piece, which gets rid of a bunch of filler. Like, there's options.
Yeah.
I honestly think you should wait for
caught
the
up
Wit
in
remake.
less than a year.
Low key, when is it coming out? The Wit remake.
I have no fucking clue.
No clue.
Damn.
if you want to get into
really
it,
hoping it would be.
you could always start
That
and
would
then
give
just
me an excuse.
yeah.
So, but also.
I feel like I want to start with the wit.
So, okay, well, the thing is, you can go ahead and wait, but just keep that in mind, and stuff, right? That, again, like, the adventure is well worth it. And then as far as phase two is, like, pretty much that is the post-time skip. And that is, as I described, like, now the stakes are higher, and now they have to prove themselves, right? Mm-hmm. But now when they get to, like, the phase 3 of what's currently happening right now that they have proven themselves and everything has kind of played out however it has in the story, now it's like shit is real.
Okay.
So
because the only thing I know about One Piece is whatever you guys say and the and whatever like references I see all the time online. And, like I'll be playing like custom games in Fortnite and it's like you can unlock Luffy's like what's his like big move called?
Is it
like a big fist?
It is a big fist.
Probably Kong gun or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, you can unlock Luffy's Kong gun 500, like and I'm like, that'd probably be really cool if I knew what it was about.
The crazy part about it is that
big fist.
These references that you're just seeing here with no context and no idea, but like when you start watching it, right?
Keyword is web.
Then you're probably gonna go ahead and think back to some of those things like, oh my gosh, like that makes sense now. Whatever.
Feels like I walked into an intervention.
There's no.
I walked in. You guys are like, yeah, we're all gonna convince Lexi to watch.
I'm gonna play this now just in the background. So.
Oh yeah, I want to listen to it.
So this is
yes.
Right, and then this is a moment where I got very very excited again. Yeah, so you just listen to it, right? Really cool. Does it sound like this is so this is kind of a theme for a character. Do you think this character would be good or bad?
Okay. What I'm getting from this song.
Let the horns come in more.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
hold on a second.
You just got to the horns.
I just heard the horns, and I was like, my idea has changed.
I think that's the point. It's obviously the point.
Yeah.
But because there's gonna be a part of the song where you're like, oh, okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This song just sounds like like if you looked up determination, this would play. This song equals determined. Like you just sounds determined.
Well, you would be right. You would be right.
Okay.
Okay. And then just builds up from determination to more, right?
Okay. It's starting to sound like hopeful.
Yeah. Very hopeful.
Oh yeah.
Hopeful for many reasons. Yeah.
Yes, I can see it.
Me too.
Whoa. Hey.
Oh, the guitar's kicking in. You know when that guitar's kicking in, some epic shit is happening. Uh-oh.
You can tell this dude's like.
I know.
Okay, here we
go.
go.
So tensed
now
up.
Start really listening. The stakes are getting higher.
There's some horns. I wonder what those are for.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. He's going off right now.
Yeah. The calm before the storm.
This is when the main character is talking to himself.
Oh, I can picture it, bro.
Whoa.
I can picture it. That's basically what he's doing.
I need a guitar in this part to make it metal.
Yeah. Oh man.
I love those horns, man.
I know.
So good, huh?
Those are good. Oh,
so
wait.
The brass
So
goes
good.
so hard.
So good.
that was juicy.
Oh my god,
It's here.
so good.
It's that raisin, bro.
That was juicy.
Oh my gosh.
You guys just saw that live. This song just gave me stink face. That's how you know it's good.
She's like, all right, I'm watching it.
I know. I'm like, okay, what episode is this in?
If you really want just to get a taste, you can start at the beginning of Egghead, because Oda himself said in a PSA, you can start here and still get everything you need out of the story, because this is where he originally wanted to start the story. No context, no bullshit. You're dropped into this world just like this. God, that song is so good.
That's really good.
There is no release date for the Wit remake, but a lot of people theorize it's going to come out somewhat alongside the live action season 2.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
exclusively Netflix.
Oh, you know what? Netflix is having an event at the end of this month.
They probably are going to talk about it.
We're supposed to get some sort of One Piece season 2 potential, like a teaser or potential. There's going to be some news.
Hopefully they drop a release date. Yeah.
A release date. And
They'll probably give you a release date, a little teaser, a couple of the cast on the panel, and then they'll just say, okay, here's Wit to talk about their new reanimated take on One Piece.
yeah, I mean, we might just get like just a little
Choppy review.
Oh, yeah. That probably will be what they give us as a chopper review.
Chopper
Live action
animated.
chopper.
And not just the back of his fucking head.
Yeah, and it's not just like him in the corner of the screen.
That still looks so fucking good, though. He looks so good.
He looked cute.
Yeah, if you wanted to get like a little taste, because this is what I told my sister. I was like, Abby, you can start at beginning of Egghead, just go on Netflix. It's all there. That's why they're putting it out. They don't even have all the episodes of One Piece on. They threw on Egghead.
okay.
And I'm like, you can start right here.
And then
Watch 5
I'll still
episodes,
get
2
everything
episodes.
I'm gonna need at story-wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
In terms of like, you get world context. You just won't really know who characters are, but they still introduce
At the end,
pretty much every
at the end
character.
of each episode, there are 2 characters that give you a little kind of update. To be like
a
okay,
post-credit talk.
We're going to talk about this character. And then it'll be like, just kind of a quick little brief review as far as the character and how the character was introduced.
Yeah.
Kind of a very brief how the story played
Just like
out.
more context on
Yeah.
who that is.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of fans who literally just took Oda's word. They're like, fine, I'll start here. Can't be that good. And they're still watching.
Yeah.
And they're probably some of them
That's
probably have
impressive,
gone
though.
back.
I will say it is very commendable and it is impressive how.
Abby got 16 episodes done in a week and a half.
Damn.
I was like, start right here. Let me know what you think. She was like, whoever that cat dude is, he got whopped. I was like,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
I have been meaning on watching a show, and Dad's been really convincing me, really,
Thrones.
to convince me to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't even need to watch the first season. I'll tell you everything that happens. We'll start at season 2. I was like,
No, watch the first
Okay.
season.
The thing is, I told Dad the same thing. I was like, I feel like Lexi should watch the first season, but in terms of how everything else is gonna play out and stuff, like you are gonna miss on kind of, I guess, just
I need him to
introduction
be
and stuff,
fat.
and what and so on and so forth. But I can understand why Dad would want to go ahead and
Yeah.
kind of just get into the meat and potatoes of it.
yeah. Especially because it's like one of his favorite shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And
One
I
of.
think that if you tell me that you're gonna start watching Game of Thrones instead of One Piece, like I'm not gonna be mad about it.
Period.
I wouldn't even be mad about that. I'd be
So-
like,
You're like,
cool.
no,
Yeah.
do something else.
Like because I know that One Piece is always gonna be there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be
True.
right there for you.
That's true.
And all that means is when you start,
So it's my
you
dessert.
have more to look forward to the longer you wait.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. But then
Unless
that's
the
more
rapture
to
happens.
watch.
Then sorry.
I know. Then
Good
I
luck.
don't know, bro.
Yeah. Also, too, if you
I
go
used
ahead,
metal straws. I don't know. I
And-
did my part.
if you start watching from like Zach said at Egghead, and you continue watching like the One Piece live action, you're already gonna get pretty much the basis of like the introductions, the basis of like really the important aspects of what you need at the beginning of a One Piece anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like again with season 1, and I hope that season 2 continues the same thing going forward. But like season 1 really gave any new viewer of One Piece a good idea as far as like what the characters bring in terms of aspect of like their roles and stuff and all
Yeah.
that, and how they kind of are and stuff,
I feel like
And,
they're pretty authentic
yeah.
to the true character.
Yeah.
And like
Okay.
how they act on like in the anime on the crew.
Yeah. Like it's just I'm sad that I'm caught up. I miss binging.
I do too. I really do.
Yeah. That's why I was telling Zach too. I was like, man, like waiting for an episode and being caught up, and the episode you get is like it being a filler episode has to be so freaking annoying.
Yeah.
No, the annoying part is when you finish the episode that you were just like, yes, over. You skip the credits, and then they're like, next week, we're going to do a recap. And you're just like, fuck! And then they're like, Chopper's going to lead it. And you're like, all right,
Like,
okay.
yeah, you know.
That's kind of cute. It was him and Carrot.
Really?
Yeah, him and Carrot were the ones doing the recap.
Okay.
Yeah, you should just watch Egghead and see.
Just test the waters a little
See
bit.
if you like the crew. That's what I told
I
my
will
sister.
definitely consider it.
Once
That's
you
what
watch
you're
Egghead,
getting.
you're gonna want to watch it.
Okay.
Abby was
know what?
like telling me.
Jacob says, no F that, watch the true material.
Well,
I think he was talking about with Wit.
yeah. I mean, you can
Yeah.
go ahead and watch it, but
Yeah.
If you
again,
are gonna go for
that's committing
source
to it.
material, just watch One Piece. Like on some real shit, One Piece is like they break it up into basically like arc movies.
Ah.
So you can be like, today I'm gonna watch this arc, or you can be like, this arc's really long, so I'm gonna watch an hour of this arc and take a break, find a good resting point.
And also,
I'm kind of into that.
what-
That sounds productive as hell.
another thing too, it's like me and Zach talked about it. Nothing set in stone yet, but perhaps a One Piece podcast. On
Not
the
like
horizon.
episode by episode like Jacob
No,
wants.
it
Don't
would not
worry.
be that.
Not like that.
It would just be arcs, right? Focusing over on story arcs.
No, we don't have to analyze it. We could just sit and talk about it.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing, right? We'll go ahead and we'll sit and talk
Reddit
about
has
just
hella prompts.
talk about the story arcs, talk about the importance, talk about badass moments, talk about the
I
characters.
mean, I'm not
and stuff,
watching
you
it.
know? But the thing is,
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
Oh, God, you have me talking like it now.
I was like, she said it. I was
the
like,
thing
I
is,
was gonna
though,
sit with
the thing
it.
is, though, I was gonna say that
I didn't
we
say that.
can-
Did that wasn't on tape.
We can go ahead
it.
and
Clip
we
it.
can structure
There's
the
3 cameras.
podcast off of Lexi's schedule. So like Lexi goes ahead and she watches a certain point. At that point,
Oh,
and then
wait.
we cover what she watches.
Yeah.
That's gonna motivate
I
the
would-
hell out of me
I
to
would
watch
love
more.
that. Be like,
I'm
you-
gonna be like, I'm being held accountable.
I wouldn't
It's
even
an
mind
assignment.
that. You watch an arc. Whenever you're done with the arc, we'll go and we'll sit down. We'll talk about it. We'll just
Yeah.
see where it takes us.
I also did let Zach know
Just don't spoil
that if
Fuck, you're gonna have
and
to hurry
when
up
we
there.
do a One Piece podcast, that I am passing the torch on to Zach as the One Piece host.
that hat is going on my head.
No, I am the captain now.
Yeah,
I'm the captain.
that'd be fun.
I don't want to lose Tish's comment. What
No,
did you say?
yeah. Go back up to Tish's comment.
Okay,
two legs.
Oh, I got it. One Piece captures gay rights, sacrifice, true friendship, corruption, human rights. This is the reference that I hope you get. Good smells, flavor. Oh, you're
I'm
dumb
a
watching.
dumb guy, so I'm like.
Frankie, when he's at Vegapunt's lab in the snow, time skip.
Oh,
And he's like,
okay.
oh, good smell, flavor. Then he flips the table like, what am I doing? 'Cause he's got the,
What am I doing?
Because you'll see how Frankie operates, but it's because he had tea instead of cola. All I'm gonna say. 'Cause she won't get the gist off of it.
No, man, I got it. I'm the same way.
No, yeah, sure.
Yeah, One Piece has
When I have
a
tea
lot.
instead of cola.
One Piece has a lot for sure. It has a lot to go ahead and offer.
Never thought I'd see the day Lexi might actually watch One Piece.
Yeah, I think honestly,
This is a good.
again.
Hey, thank you guys for today.
I'm
Knowing
feeling
how
good.
knowing how
Bringing
you
a lot of hope.
appreciate anime when you watch it, and knowing just like, I mean, even just for me, right? Like how I went ahead and I just really just fully invested and just like immersed myself into it. Like I know that
Yeah.
I take things over to a certain, I guess, level that, you know, I have my, I guess. I
Well,
don't know. I
everyone
become
has their,
obsessed
like-
with
We
certain
glaze
things, right?
a little bit.
Like-
we glaze a
Everyone
little.
has their hyperfixation.
Yeah, so I know that you 100%.
And yours usually happens to be like a show.
Yeah, I know that you would go ahead and 100%
Mine's Overwatch.
appreciate
It's
it.
fine.
I'm
So yeah,
telling
you would like it.
There's
like
a
it.
moment where.
This is One Piece. Mine is Overwatch. We all have our hyperfixation.
Yeah, I feel like for a lot of people, when you get to Skypiea, the Sky Island, that's where a lot of people kind of like drag a bit getting through. But me and Tisha talked about it. It's such a crucial arc now knowing what we know, because that arc is pretty much nothing but foreshadowing for Wano, which is the end of Act 2
Wait,
in my
that's kinda
eyes.
cool.
Like, there's a lot of callbacks and a lot
You know
of
how much
lore.
I love foreshadowing.
Dude,
Yeah.
that AJ said it earlier. One Piece has so many callbacks. Like I was saying, there's a character
Yeah.
that he recently saw, and they have a throwback power to another enemy from sub 300 episodes that we don't really see. We see him one more time after that, but he's not like active. And they do the callback and they have the same sound effect. They have the same visuals. And then they have a flashback of the character that fought the one with the power being like, I know where this is from. And they give you like a grainy little flashback to it.
Yeah.
Like there's always callbacks.
It just seems like
fraction
One
of a
Piece
second.
is like so detailed. Like it seems like
It brings nostalgia 100% too.
There's so much love.
One Piece seems really juicy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Eminem, yep. It's true.
There's a 14-hour video on YouTube of every One Piece theory ever, and that was from over a year ago.
Damn.
It's probably upwards of like, people can talk for like 24 hours straight.
What?
Theories, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
I have it in my watch list.
Well,
I have
that concludes.
I have a lot of movie watch lists, but
Okay, it's good.
I've been recently adding to them.
Or my watch
Ever since I
later on
finished
YouTube.
Twilight, I was like, okay, I understand it now. Like I need to. I'm remembering how good it is to watch a saga or like watch a series.
Go watch all the Star Wars movies, except the last 3.
That's what I.
Watch
Actually, yeah, I need to do that.
the OG trilogy.
There's a lot of movies
and
I really want to watch though.
The first 3 movies, yeah.
And Luke and I need to rewatch The Batman because the first time we watched it in theaters, and we fell asleep.
Robert Pattinson's Batman?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a disservice.
And we fell asleep, and then we left. I fell asleep during the big fight scene. I don't know. I think it's because we went to like a 10:30 p.m. showing.
Oh, it was probably like damn near midnight by the
And I
time
was
you guys
like,
got to
it was like in the middle of midterms, and I was like, we were in the AMC that has the fully reclined seat.
Oh, you were
yeah,
knocked
yeah.
out.
So I
yeah.
was done. I had my hot
He was
dog and I
probably
knocked out.
in like 10 minutes. Just
Yeah, no, we were. But then we got out of the movie and we were talking about it, and we were basically saying like, that really wasn't all that. Like it was pretty good, like cinematography wise, but it was, it was okay. And then we heard every one of our friends and everyone around us being like, it's so good. It's the best movie, da da da. And Luca and I were like, oh shit, like there's something we didn't understand. We need to go watch it again.
we missed some crucial plot points in our
And we
nap
were
time.
like, damn, I feel like we are in the dark on a secret.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So we're gonna try to Google Meets.
I had to go ahead and look.
and watch it.
I had to go ahead and look as far as the Batman, the sequel, right, part 2, and there was talk that the director Matt Reeves dropped. Right? But I guess there's a lot of conflicting reports, and
Okay, I can take this now.
the thing is, I will say that as far as what's conflicting about it is that people are saying that the script is still a work in progress. They're saying that Matt Reeves is still attached to it, but they don't know if
He's stepping away until the script.
They don't know what the schedule's
As long
like.
as they keep my boy Rob, I'm
They
cool
just
with
they
whatever.
don't know if it's delayed, canceled. It's still very much a work in progress.
Yeah.
So
Damn, they're struggling to write a script like that. It probably isn't going to come out that well.
yeah.
Tish says, okay, Lex, not to overwhelm you, but the reason it seems like a lot is because when you get immersed in it, you see all the effort and planning and foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Each episode's like 15 minutes. Jacob, where are you, dude? I look crazy as hell by myself. He's like, where'd you go?
On some real shit though, she's right. Because like when I was watching it first, you skip over. You see the intro once, you skip the intro, and normally on Netflix it skips the recap for you too, and you're boom right back into it. That's why Netflix is what got me like to really watch it when they only had like the first couple seasons. Then I was like, where do I watch the rest of it? Where do I go?
Yeah.
Then I had to skip the intro and the recap myself, but like, fuck, it's still worth it.
Yeah.
Where is Zebra Cakes?
Zebra Cakes.
She's in the shadows. She's probably painting or something.
She probably like, this is One Piece talk. I'm good.
Yeah, she heard that. She was like, nah.
Hey, there she is. Hey, baby.
Roll call.
I haven't seen you, girl.
Cakes is here.
Hello.
I will say, Zebra Cakes has started One Piece. Right, still very much very early into season 1, but has seen
dang,
what I've been watching too.
Netflix
And yeah,
doesn't have One Piece.
Netflix, no.
Just use a VPN.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to use a VPN.
Trying to be mysterious today.
I'm trying to be mysterious today. With the exclamation points is so funny.
Also, I finished Treasure Planet. Yeah, she watched Treasure Planet today.
The movie?
Yeah.
I love Treasure Planet. That's
guy.
like a childhood
This
movie
guy.
of mine.
Yeah.
That's like, oh.
This dude made me watch that stupid ass movie.
My favorite character is the fart character.
He is funny.
Yeah.
The dad's over here talking to him. The stepdad's talking to him with farts.
Zebra Cakes, how did you feel about the ending of that movie? Because I was not a fan, honestly.
I can honestly say that I have not watched all of.
Yeah, but
Treasure
then
Planet.
it's like I thought it was gonna be like a big thing.
It was kind of a weak ending.
Yeah, she thought it was weak. I think the concept of Treasure Planet is really cool.
It was supposed to be a series.
Oh,
Originally,
really?
it was supposed to be a trilogy. Then Disney scrapped it.
Oh, because I thought the ending left so many questions. I was like, wait, so where's this guy? Like, where's his dad?
You can look it up. There's DreamWorks released something. I can't remember if it was Shrek or if it was like Megamind or something.
The main character was my childhood
Iron
crush.
Giant. Yeah,
James P. Hawkins. I love him. But yeah, apparently DreamWorks released something else that was like a trilogy or like it's supposed to be a series, and that got way more traction than Treasure Planet did.
Well,
during
now
its
that I know
release.
that, Treasure Planet actually isn't that bad.
You do have to have a treasured palette for Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
No, that's why.
My bad.
I love the movie for like what it could have been. That trilogy could have been great.
I like this song too. What anime is this from?
This is Cowboy Bebop.
You should watch if you haven't. It's like 25 episodes in a movie.
You haven't seen Cowboy Bebop?
I've only seen the first like 6 episodes and then I just stopped. I had a phase where I was just doing that. I don't know what was going on. I was just starting like 6 episodes and then would never watch them
You're trying to find a
I have
project.
so many animes like that.
Oh, okay.
Trying to find a project. I get
And then I keep thinking, I'm going to go back and finish them when I need to start a project. And then
like, I didn't like that one.
And then I start something else, and then it's another 7 episodes, and it's like, okay, let me go back.
To fall back to, you know.
That's true.
You're never gonna run out of, anything. To go
my list on Netflix is deep.
Iron Giant is like top 10 movies of all time.
Oh my God, Iron Giant was like peak comedy to me.
Yeah,
when we were
Zebra Cake
younger.
said main character in Treasure Planet was her childhood crush.
Yeah.
Who is voiced by? You know who's voiced by?
No.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's his name.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He's cute.
100% you'll know who that is.
You know who Joseph
He's from
Gordon-Levitt is.
I'm looking up.
He looks Asian, but he's not Asian.
He looks so old and young at the same time.
Yeah,
does
he
now,
looks
yeah.
like
I know
everything
exactly
mixed.
who this guy is.
He looks like everything mixed into one person.
Yeah.
It's the eye
He's
bag.
doing a bunch of shit.
He seems like a real life toxic theater kid.
No, are you ever watching a movie and you think, damn, this person is such a theater kid? Like, are you ever watching a movie and you're like, that's a theater kid? Like the way that the actor's acting?
Yeah.
I mean, the last time I thought that was when, me and Zebra Cake watched Snow White.
Oh,
Yeah.
with who? Which character? I didn't watch it.
The main girl, yeah.
Oh,
She's
really?
just so
Like, she's a theater girl.
I haven't watched
like
anything
100%.
new Disney.
Yeah, it's theater kid, for sure.
I was just
instantly
talking
was
to my
like, wow.
coworker today, and we were like, "Did Lilo and Stitch like already come out? Why is no one talking about it? Like, we haven't
It is
even.
out.
Yeah, but we haven't heard anyone talking about it.
I know, that's true.
Must not be.
It must be.
Actually, who knows?
It must be so much like the original that it's like people don't have anything to
To say, really?
like cry about.
I feel like people are also just on a Disney, mainly Marvel, but like a Marvel Disney strike. Because like
That's true.
Thunderbolts and what was it, the Captain America movie with Anthony Mackie?
Yeah,
The two recent
that's
ones.
the recent
both those
Captain
movies,
America.
both
and
those
then there was
movies.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah, Marvel was so excited for those
Yeah,
movies.
see, Tish even was like, it is? Yeah, girl, it's out.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that, because me and my coworker were talking, we're like, we literally work at a school with children, like the demographic for this movie, and we have heard nothing.
No children went to see that movie. We went to
Yeah, no,
we're supposed to
we
be the ones who see
did.
that movie. But
I think I'm just scared to see it because the original movie is so good.
that's also why I don't want to
Oh
see
wait,
it.
tomorrow.
Never mind.
Comes out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Okay,
then.
cool.
Yeah.
Then we're
Lilo
ready.
Lilo
what
and
I'm
Stitch
saying.
comes out tomorrow. So,
Okay, cool.
well, wait, can we talk about Thunderbolts? Yeah, Tish,
Oh,
go ahead. We can
yes.
talk about, but we will refrain from any major
I haven't seen it.
spoilers. Yeah.
I just
I
want
want
to
to
say,
protect
'cause,
Bob with my life. Yeah, Bob is a character introduced in Thunderbolts, and yeah, Bob is.
I'm excited to see it.
Bob's a
have not
pretty
seen
interesting
it.
character for sure.
There,
Florence Pugh, amazing. David Harbour, hilarious.
Sebastian, whatever his name
Sebastian
is.
Stan, Bucky. I feel like
Oh, yeah.
Bucky's been in so many Marvel projects that it's like I don't want to say it's
Stan's
hard.
just a
It's
good
hard to
guy.
reinvent his character, but I feel like they're finding different ways, and I don't know if this one hit or not.
This
In this
one's
one,
stuck in my
he
thumb.
is He's a politician.
Need something to pick it out with?
Something stuck in your
Or like a
your
key
nail
or something?
I have no idea. Do you see that?
Is it like in your nail?
Oh yeah, it's like that little dot.
Yeah, it's like in my thumb.
Like a brown dot?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
know
Jacob's
what that
back.
is.
Where you at? Where you been?
Hey, where'd you go, man?
Also, the void tucks hair behind ears.
The boy.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
void
I
is
haven't
in.
seen it.
Yeah.
But
Giver Cake said Florence Pugh is the only one who made the conceptual aspects feel somewhat serious. The rest was typical Marvel. Yeah,
I do love Florence
You know what? 100% you're right. Florence
She's
Pugh
cute.
deserves all of the
I love her.
the praise and accolades and credit for everything that she did. She did her own damn stunt too of freaking the second tallest building. I think that's out over in.
You got it. I
I don't
believe
know why
in
I'm
you.
thinking like Saudi Arabia, but it's 100% probably not
Dubai.
that. Probably Dubai. But
Yeah, Dubai has some of the tallest.
I think Dubai has the tallest
Dubai has the tallest building in the world, yeah.
she jumped.
That's sick as
jumped.
fuck.
Right? And she's an adrenaline
Parachute?
junkie.
What?
Jumping, like bungee, parachute?
Yeah, so they had the cables and they had like a rig, right, that they built.
How
but
tall is the tallest?
still,
Hold on a second.
It's really
the
fucking
fact
tall,
that they were
right?
up there.
I need to understand this.
The fact
Picture
that the
jumping off
rig
the
and
building as
everything-
Spider-Man, the Empire State Building
The
as
thing
Spider-Man
is,
in the game.
you're jumping off of it,
Times 10.
right? And if you know that you still have
I don't
this
even wanna
rig
imagine
attached to
looking
you,
down from-
right?
Ugh,
like
ugh.
you have to literally gracefully dive. But she doesn't even dive. What she does is she kind of like just takes like a step.
Yep.
And then just
Really?
falls.
If
Yeah.
She does the
That's even
She
scarier
does
than
like the
jumping
free fall
off.
pencil
Yeah.
dive.
Yeah.
She
And she does it so
the
gracefully.
confident drop. That's
Damn,
what it is.
Florence Pugh. Are
And
you like
she
a little?
wanted to do it
Sewers Lytle
herself.
or
She wanted to
something?
do that
Yeah,
stunt.
mommy.
Yeah, she is so. I mean, she
Okay,
takes
I
it
have
so
I have the
serious. You have the height.
Tallest
Yeah.
building in the world.
It's in Malaysia.
Malaysia.
This is the second
yes.
tallest building
second
in the world.
tallest
Yeah, the second
Yeah.
tallest.
Second tallest building in the world is in Malaysia.
Malaysia. That's a JJK reference.
Yeah, because they did two
And
big.
the tallest is in Dubai.
They did two big filming days over in Dubai or Malaysia. I'm sorry, and then that was the one where she stepped off the building, and then the second one, and they like blew
They were
up,
like, we're
blew
paying
up
you a lot of
building.
money. We only get one fucking day to
Yeah.
do this. You get two
You
drops.
better
and that's
do
it.
it.
They talked
Yeah.
about it. They were like, yeah, we went ahead and the director was like, we dropped Florence off the second tallest building, and then the second day we blew up a building.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, what are we doing?
So,
like that's
yeah.
the most Marvel sentence. Okay, do you want to guess the height? In,
No, I couldn't even
in
guess.
feet?
No, fuck
Because
no.
I had no idea
Feet.
either.
I
That's like
couldn't.
hundreds of thousands of feet.
It's feet. So
Yeah, how tall is it?
2,227 feet tall.
Never mind. I was so wrong. Not hundreds of thousands of feet.
Yeah, 2,227 feet tall.
Metrics
The
are so
tallest in the
crazy.
world is 2,717 feet tall.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's a lot of feet, man.
Holy.
She goes, mood. I wouldn't open the chute though.
Mood, I would.
I would tell them to have some helicopters with the net underneath me.
Oh, that's cute, Jacob. Thank you for that.
That is insane. As someone who is
Taking
afraid of
your
heights,
Yeah, Thunderbolts. I would say Thunderbolts is a movie you watch and you think to yourself, okay, Marvel's kind of back. And then in July, we get the Fantastic Four.
Yup. That's what's gonna
Right.
bring them back. That's,
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Because Thunderbolts and that Captain America movie came out, and Marvel made a statement about it later, being like, the Marvel fan base asked us for less LGBTQ in your face and just to make them like normal people. So we did.
yeah.
There's LGBTQ representation and we're not shoving it down your throat. And that
Right.
was Captain America Thunderbolts. And the fan base still didn't go fucking watch it. They had
Yeah.
like the worst profits that they've had ever on those two movies.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a crazy thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, people are stupid. You should just go watch it anyways if you want to watch it.
To my understanding, the best part of Captain America: Brave New World was Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk, and that only happens for like 15 minutes in the.
I heard about that
I
gripe
heard.
too.
Yeah.
I
They
heard that it's
fucking
like
throw
barely in
them
there.
all over the trailer.
Yeah.
And then you don't see it.
And he's
I
at
didn't
the
even
end of
watch
the movie.
it.
They basically clickbaited their whole audience.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
exactly what they did.
that's what gets you. I mean, that's supposed to be what gets you money, but the fan
Yeah.
base was just mad.
Damn.
Thunderbolts.
Marketing's crazy.
It's a great movie to go ahead and watch because that really does now. It's like that step that you need to go towards the next Avenger films, right? Doomsday and then Secret
What's,
Wars, because the cast of Thunderbolts have already been confirmed for Doomsday.
Yeah.
and so Thunderbolts has 2 post-credit scenes, so definitely yeah.
It has David Harbour in it. You can't not like it.
Yeah, David, like I said, David Harbour is hilarious. You know, he's even when he yells too, like, you know, he has that David Harbour Hopper yell and stuff like that. And we're gonna talk about you know, Yelena obviously in this episode, but you know, Florence's character is Yelena, so he's like Yelena, and like he does his Russian accent, and there's moments where he just randomly goes, no, and stuff, you know, and in that kind of David Harbour like sound.
I can imagine David Harbour. Yeah. Like I can perfectly imagine
when he
You're such a good impressionist.
I legitimately I chuckled to myself. I was like Aaron in this episode when something else happens that you're not supposed to laugh at, but yeah, there's something that happens to David Harbour. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. There's something that happens to David Harbour in the movie where you're literally like, oh, you're like, what the fuck? Like it's such like a quick moment, and you're like, "What the fuck just happened?" But David Harbour, he's great.
I do need to go watch it. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, and watch it for Bob too. You know who Bob is, but Bob is in the movie, and Bob is cool.
I'm not gonna watch Captain America though. I'm not a fan of Anthony
Wait for Disney Plus or whatever and stuff. You know, honestly, it's what I'm gonna wait for.
I don't even want to watch it. I'm just not a fan of Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, and I
just don't like how he acts.
I don't even think that that's necessarily a movie that you have to watch before Doomsday. I know it's like they're all kind of like, you know, and
I think they gave him that movie because of the contract and how they ended off Captain America.
Well, it's because they gave him the shield.
Yeah, it's because they ended off what was it, Endgame with.
So he needed his own film. And the thing is, though,
sorry, you have a size 15 shoe, Jacob?
Shit, dude.
It's a big foot, bro.
Wow.
Okay, maybe a little less feet if we use your feet to measure.
How many socks do you wear?
I know. Where do you get your socks?
Yeah, he's size 15. He's got to wear like what, 4 pairs of socks?
4 pairs.
He's not a size 15. It's just like if you say he's 6'1", and you immediately were like, "You're not 6'1".
Yeah, you're not. I know. You're not. We just don't believe him.
I got trauma because someone used to tell me I'm shorter than I am.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name names.
No, I had a kid do that to me at work today, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Nice, does it? Doesn't feel nice.
I was like, "I'm getting bullied."
Yeah. Hold on. So
they were like, "You're not 5'9". I was like, "Yes, I am." She was like, "You're not taller than my mom." She was like, "My mom's 5'10". I was like,
"Yes, if I'm 5'9", I wouldn't be taller than your mom who's 5'10".
Oh no, she was like, "My mom is 5'8". You're not taller than my mom."
Did your mom wear platforms or heels?
And I was like, "I'm 5'9". I was like, "But these shoes on, I'm 5'10". She was like, "No, you're
Don't you guys have like a measuring section at the school somewhere? You'd be like, we can fucking prove this right now."
I don't think we. No, I don't think we do.
There's no way you don't.
No.
Every school has to have like.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like a little piece of wall or something, or like a door frame, or like something with like a measuring.
It's usually in like houses, but we don't have that. We have posters on
East Whittier had
your
it.
kids' college fund.
Real quick on the height thing,
they're never gonna
Tish says her
afford it.
sister does the same thing because Tish is not in the 6 foot club.
No, she's short.
But
I'm not.
Tish she also mentioned
short.
A movie that I'm excited about too.
Yeah,
she mentioned Superman, and yeah, Superman is going to be another great movie, and that actually I think releases the same weekend as Fantastic Four. So
excited.
So it's not going to get anyone to watch it.
No, there's going to be people watching. You know, DC fandom. You got the fans and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be people who are going to treat it like probably like Barbie and Oppenheimer. You know, it's going to be the I don't know, Fantastic Super 4 or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if the theaters did like
Fantastic
a Marvel DC combo ticket, like how they did for Barbenheimer.
Bro, I big.
Oh yeah.
My mom is 6'1", my sister's 6'2", my dad is 6'6".
Oh shit, damn. And you're 5'10"? That sucks.
Wait, that kind of sucks. Wait. Well, when you put it like that,
you're the only
you're
non-sixer.
kind of short.
I know. Sorry, Tish.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm 7'6".
7'6".
No, you're not.
15, size 15. Yeah.
Volume warning.
There's 7'6". You would not be able to walk.
You can't go to Japan, Jacob. You don't fit through any doorway.
You know what's sad? Is that if Jacob was 7'6", he legitimately probably only have like 15 to 20 years left to live.
He'd be like Andre the Giant.
Yeah, because they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't live very long.
It's because their hearts get
Your
weak 'cause
body
they can't
just
pump the
can't
pump the blood.
handle it.
Yeah.
Tish, please, I'm a star.
Yeah. Like,
That's such a good movie too.
Like anybody that's I don't know, maybe 7'6", maybe you can go ahead and get
your
to
dad
your
is 6'6".
50s. Get
All
to
I'm
your
gonna say
60s.
is that if me and Luca had a kid and she only came out to be 5'10", I would be a little disappointed.
Really?
A little bit. No, I'm just kidding. Future daughter, if you're seeing this and you're 5'10" or lower, I love you.
Jacob
Your mom doesn't care how tall you are.
But
Colossal
I mean, I'm
Titan, bruh.
expecting Luca and I to have some tall ass kids. All right.
I need to
Maybe. You never know.
I need to make some D1 kids for
Yeah.
scholarship purposes.
I already know.
I don't want to have a.
My kids are gonna
I don't
be
wanna have a
freaking
short
artistic
kid.
and
Yeah.
creative, and I'm here for it.
Gonna be super
I'm
high.
sorry, did you say artistic? A-R-T?
Yeah, they're gonna be artistic.
I heard something else and I was like, that's crazy.
I did too, and I was like, oh yeah,
I checked it. I was like, wait, hold on. I need to check if
If they are, I'm still gonna love them the same.
yeah.
You know, here for it.
Always.
They're gonna
Like
be a
mama,
little
like papa.
artistic.
Imagine she's
Studs.
5'6". No, if I have a 5'6" daughter walking around being like, my dad's a professional athlete. No one's gonna believe you. You're only 5'6". No one's gonna believe you.
My mom's taller than me. No, she's not. That's not how
No,
it
she's
works.
not.
I got approached for my eyes, and I have good genes. Oh, okay.
Okay, Tish, I'm sorry I made you insecure. You don't need to prove your genes to us now. Eggs?
What? I got approached for my eggs.
Oh, good.
I have good genes. What? Oh, that took a
Oh,
turn.
that
You have
is
good eggs?
okay.
I thought it was eyes. I was about to say, okay, someone just gave
Wait,
a
you got
call,
approached
but somebody
for your
wants
eggs?
your
Meaning,
Oh,
like
what?
someone
That makes
wanted you
more
to
sense.
like surrogate or not surrogate.
Wow.
That's when
Someone wanted
you
you
to
to-
like IVF with your eggs.
They wanted an egg donor.
wow.
They wanted you to be an egg donor. I get approached for being bald with my beard. I'm Sigma Alpha Omega.
Damn, okay. They wanted your eggs too?
You did not just say that, Jacob. Jacob never changed. Never changed.
I love
man.
you guys.
Hey, Jeff, a
I
question
love
for
you, man.
What's up, bro?
I'm going to turn real quick in the conversation.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
up?
How was your week?
Oh.
We
the
never
week.
start with our gracious host.
My week was, I feel like the week was...
Everyone stare.
I know everyone turn and stare.
My week was fine. As we're
This music is
Busy.
making this so intense.
busy at work.
Good music.
And Zebra Cakes has been very busy as well with work. And also trying to fit in, just studio days. And then also, got to fit in that One Piece time whenever she's working over at the studio.
Got hella One Piece
But
time in this
things
week.
have been fine. And also, too, one thing that we've been doing a lot more is just going on walks again, and stuff. Like when it hits that 7 o'clock time, go on a nice, walk and stuff and all that. And even the other day, we wanted to go and get just a few groceries. So, we don't live too far from the grocery store. So we just walked, and it felt nice. And
Nice.
we also watched, just...
Never underestimate a good walk.
Yeah.
We watched like a Netflix kind of like...
A walk has like cured my
It was
depression.
a competition show. It's like 10 episodes. It's called Battle Camp. And that was cool.
Oh, Dad and I watched 2 episodes
Oh,
yesterday.
you started watching it? Yeah, Dad told me at I told Dad about it, thinking that you guys would like it.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's a competition series based off of just different like Netflix series, like competition contestants or like dating show or whatever.
It's
criteria.
basically
It's
like
Netflix.
actors only from Netflix. From Netflix original shows.
And think
So
about
it's all like the
brought
Love is
into-
Blind, Love Island type
So
stuff.
it's
like
a
Love
lot of
is
Too Hot to
Blind.
Handle, a lot of The Circle, a lot of The Mole. There's some
Mm.
from Squid Game's Challenge. There's like one Love is Blind contestant.
The only
And,
thing I've seen out of those is Love is Blind.
and,
didn't
I
even
know, I
watch
haven't
Squid
heard
Game
of any of
Challenge.
the other ones.
But the thing,
they were
what's
like, I'm
cool
from
about
running
it,
the
though-
OC. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, there you go. But
Like,
but
that's a show?
What's cool about it that I do appreciate that, with not knowing who they are, is I treat it like Big Brother, to where it's like these new contestants.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing them for the first time.
Yeah.
That's
And,
essentially what it is.
And it's essentially, they go to like summer camp and they compete in. They're separated into 3 teams. They compete in a challenge. The team that wins is safe. The other teams are up for nomination to be voted off. There's a punishment involved as well in between there, and then there's a wheel at the end. Each contestant votes on one of the fellow contestants, and if you receive a vote,
you want out.
Your name goes up on the wheel,
And for all of the votes, they get put on a wheel.
and then the host goes out there and spins the wheel, and it's all
So it's
just
not
whatever
like,
the probability.
It's not
can.
guaranteed that the most amount of person who got voted out is going to leave. Because what if the wheel doesn't land? What if the wheel lands on that one person that failed a challenge yesterday?
Yeah.
Now that person just knows that everybody hates them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
now
a lot
they
of
just
drama
know,
involved and
damn,
stuff too.
no one
Target.
likes me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's we watched and we finished it the other day.
The episode I
Zebra
left
Cakes,
off on was that girl.
the Russian girl, right?
was-
Irina or something like
Was
that.
Irina walking off crying because she got
Yeah.
so many votes?
Yeah, so
they didn't even
that's-
spin the wheel yet, and she was like,
Put it
already
into
leaving to go pack her
context. Yeah,
bag.
so like there you go.
I would have voted for her too, just knowing that context.
yeah.
There you go.
You're gonna go cry about
She's
it.
the Love is Blind girl.
Zebra Cakes also said somebody asked her for eggs as well. Shout out.
A legit fertility center was like, you.
Yeah. So, but the week was fine. Looking forward to this weekend. Just something to go and kind of look forward to. Zebra Cakes has a group show that she is a part of. So I get to go ahead and
Hey.
support Zebra Cakes.
Plug it.
And on Saturday and then on Sunday, I'm gonna go ahead and celebrate with the family and do a little early B-Day celebrating for mom.
For mommy.
Yeah, her birthday
You guys
is
have
next week.
do you have Monday off?
We do.
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Yeah, we have Monday off. It's Memorial Day weekend, and
Yay!
while I have it off, I think that we're just gonna go over to the studio and Zebra Cake is gonna go ahead and continue working. She's had
rest
two-
for an artist.
she's had 2 studio visits last week, where essentially different galleries or so on, or artists go ahead and visit her at her studio, and they just kind of talk about potential projects, and so that's been really cool. And again, she's been also doing the like substitute teaching stuff over at the school that
awesome.
she's so she's been really busy as well, and just being busy. It's good,
Good.
exciting, and going on
Killer.
walks when we can, and yeah, other
Keep
than that,
walking.
good. Yeah, I got for sure. Like she has a treadmill, a tiny treadmill over in her studio.
I saw the post.
The phone
I
goes
did.
there.
I saw that too.
The One Piece plays, and I have to go ahead
Go,
and
Kylie,
walk very
go.
narrowly to go ahead and stay on the freaking treadmill.
That's
Did she
what I've been
post
doing
it?
on the treadmill.
did.
too, yeah.
Oh no!
She captioned it with the "Go Kylie, go! You're doing amazing, Kylie."
Zero Cake said I ate all the chocolate in our fridge. By the way,
Just letting you know, if you're looking forward to chocolate, can't get it here.
it's all good, baby.
That's awesome.
Chocolate's all you, baby.
I've been doing that on the treadmill too. I've been putting my phone up on the treadmill when I'm walking.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cool.
My
Just
kids
trying to
make
stay
me run
active.
with them on Thursdays.
There you go.
Nice. Got a good lap in today?
I did. I got a good lap in
Fucking
today.
hot today, huh?
This time I took it a little bit easier because it was hot. But I still beat like half the kids. I'm like, dude, catch up, man.
I couldn't do that. I'd have to beat all of them.
No, I have kids that I'm running past, and they're like, they see me, and they're like, and me seeing them trying so hard makes me try harder, and I know I can smoke them. I know I can. That's the fun part about teaching elementary. I'm at the point where I'm strong. I'm faster than them.
Female Titan out there.
No, literally. And then there goes a point where I see them trying really hard, and they're like, "You're not gonna beat me today, Miss Lexi." I'm like, "Oh, you wait." And then I literally go full sprint mode,
On
and
your
I
left.
beat him. And then I make it to the blacktop, and I'm like, "Ah!" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "You didn't beat me today. Maybe next week. Maybe next week."
That's so funny.
And that's where I get my ego from. It's from all the kids at PE.
Jacob goes, by the way, Hinge is a waste of time. Nobody talks, bro.
Oh, so you tried it out? Sorry.
You just got to be patient.
Apps aren't for everyone, man.
Jacob, you're not going to find somebody right away like that.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff takes
If it
really
was
time
that
and
easy,
effort.
there would be way more.
We're out
way
here
more
talking
success
about
stories.
One Piece and talking about the journey and talking about where they all got to and what, the journey consisted of. Like, understand that in life, everything is a journey. Like,
Yeah, dating is like
Yeah.
One Piece, Jacob.
anything that happens very, very quick.
Yeah, you just gotta go through 1,000 episodes.
You just gotta get
so
through
sudden
it.
like that, more
1,000
likely than
episodes,
not
1,000 dates.
is not going to work out. So if you're really looking for something serious,
Especially
you have
dating
to really
now.
invest. You have to really put time and effort, right?
Yeah.
To go ahead and try to find someone to talk to that person, build a connection. Don't force anything. Allow it to organically and just naturally build up into a connection, right? And then just stay persistent, and then it'll be well worth it. Just like we talked about with One Piece, literally, right? So, That's the best I can do to go ahead and tie it all into one piece.
Yeah.
Tish said my biggest
back
motivation
in
for the
there,
gym is a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's after.
Yeah, right after. Just gotta fuel up.
What's funny too is that talking about that, whenever me and Zebra Cake's going on a walk, we get back home, we're like, so Sodi run?
Like, anyways, I think we earned it.
Yeah. Zebra Cake said I got premium and found AJ and went off there when you find your
That's
person.
genuinely how it feels, though.
Okay, Zebra Cakes, now you ask for
Feels
that
like you're
TJ Maxx
floating.
chick again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and again, you just have to really put yourself out there, and it's a tough thing to do, but just understand
I do not envy your situation,
you
dude.
just have to do it, man.
Dating in this, I was gonna say dating in this economy.
Well, yeah.
Dating in this economy, in this
fucked up culture.
socio-political climate, in this, oh my god, how society, I'm gonna be such a meme right now.
I will say, though,
society. It's all society's
The
fault.
dating pool is cooked, Jacob.
It
I will
is.
say though that
Someone will come along, God will bless you and put someone in your life. Just
Yeah.
do you, bro.
he might have a little bit of a better shot of connecting because he's not over in that LA cesspool,
Yeah.
you know.
So fucking true. It's so
And
Tish said there's pee in the dating
in the
pool.
dating pool,
There
yeah,
is.
there's a lot of pee.
there's a little brown thing floating
Someone
in the dating
chat
pool.
in the dating pool.
There's a lot of
I'm sorry, Jacob. You just gotta avoid that area. Try your best
just
not
gotta
to get in
figure
that
out
area.
what you want out
Remind
of a
me
partner.
again, Jacob. You're in. I think you said it was. It's not Indiana. I keep saying Indiana. It's not. You said it's somewhere more.
It is everywhere. You're right,
northeast.
Tish. It's everywhere.
It is.
the standard of common decency has fallen all around the world.
I know.
Except in Japan.
You're.
Indiana, yeah.
Oh, you are in Indiana?
Terre Haute, Indiana.
okay.
I know you can't say that without an accent.
Okay. Dox me. No.
Dox me.
No. So point being is that in Indiana, I feel like there's even a slightly better chance that you can go ahead and connect. But yeah, I agree with the the sentiment that
Yeah.
dating is not for the faint of heart, man.
I'm gonna keep it a bug with you, bro. Dating apps are meant for the heavily populated cities to keep the youth on their phones and sinning.
Yeah.
You'll find love, bro.
TBH.
Find your passion, and your passion will lead you to the rest.
Well, that's part of it too. Honestly, that's a great point. Is that you really have to go ahead and truly like love yourself before you can really love someone else. You know,
Tish says, get a dog or a cat.
just get a dog or a cat.
That's what I did.
Honestly, dude, get a dog. Get a dog. And then you have the excuse to go out to dog parks. And
Yeah.
what breaks the ice better than a fluffy, lovable animal?
Yeah.
Then another one running up to your fluffy, lovable animal.
Yeah.
With a fluffy, lovable person.
That's
training
how,
that animal.
and that's how, yep, that's the birds and the bees
Zebra
talk.
Cake said, my
Yep.
friends forced me to download apps and now I share rent with them. Yeah.
I guess technically, yes.
There you go.
That's not wrong.
Then be like Oda, go find
One
a
Piece
Nami
is my passion,
cosplayer.
bro. Okay. Get a cat. Goth mommies love cats. That's true.
Oh, there you go. And Tish also says that Japan is the worst. People are weird.
How do you know?
The men are weird.
My friend. Oh, right.
I mean, let's think about this. A couple years ago, you could buy used panties from a vending machine.
yeah.
Oh, shit. That's weird. That's
No,
very
in
weird.
terms
What
of-
the hell?
Women would
Yeah.
sell their used panties to the companies so they could put them in vending machines for the men to buy.
That's why the birth
know-
rate is so low. That's why everyone freaks out when,
That's why they have
You-
rent-a-girlfriends and they actually take them on dates.
yeah,
They're
like
not-
genuine rent a
They
girlfriend
go
and
to
rent a
movies,
boyfriend.
they go to cafes, they go on
Yeah.
walks.
Tish says go to Barnes and Noble. A lot of us are just walking around there. Yeah. And then
Jacob, I'm a
Gabe
witch.
goes, how do you know? Tish, how do you know what I'm into? And Tish goes, Jacob, I'm a witch. And also, Jacob,
Yeah.
you realize that you're here every week, right? And you go out there and you talk about your
We have public record of
your
the
goth
shit you say.
girls
Yeah.
and your fascination with your
We have journals
goth-
and journals.
So
Jacob, go on YouTube.
research on you.
Jacob, we know
Yeah.
you.
Attack
We
the
know
Talk
you, pal.
podcast.
We know
Yeah.
you. Okay. And I'm glad to know you. I'm glad that you're here with us.
Because
Okay.
you're the best. Alakazam, girl.
There you go.
Abracadabra.
Alakazam.
All right. Zach, what about you, man? Your week was good?
Bippity boppity boo.
Got a surprise invite to a graduation.
Avada sorry.
Abracadabra. The boy who lives come to die.
Avada Kedavra?
I've got a cat. Yeah.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Went to a graduation for my buddy at Pomona. He invited me like.
Also, you like goth mommy reels?
Yeah, also, wait, that's
Who doesn't?
okay.
Who doesn't? You know.
Go to the library. They work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So graduation.
Yeah. You got a bachelor's in aerospace from Pomona.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. You know Ryan Lee, long hair, went to Japan with me.
I didn't know him personally.
You knew
but
of him.
We went to high school.
Yeah. So he graduated, and then his girlfriend was like, "Hey, we're throwing a surprise party for him tomorrow, and I want like some of his friends to show up, not just like my friends and family." And I was like, "You want me to distract this man? It's his birthday. I was already gonna take him to lunch anyways. So like, you want me to just stay out there longer?" So we took him to lunch. Then we got back to his house, and we were there all day. Thought we would be done at like 5, 6. Nah, they party.
Oh.
I didn't think the Lees partied like that. They're not Asian, by the way. I didn't know the Lees partied like that. But they throw down. That was my Saturday. Sunday was just a lot of prep work. Oh, what I told you guys I was doing last week. I'm the proud owner of a business. If you live in the LA area and you want your junk removed, call Woody your Clutter Cleaners. That's CLU, not CLI for you freaks out there.
Right on, man. Congratulations. That's awesome.
I've already gotten 40-something clicks on the website.
Okay.
Ooh.
There you go.
And 3 of them are from Europe.
Hey.
Moving international, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a lot more setup than I thought I was gonna have to do. But that's what most of my week has been. Has just been prepping, websites live, just getting the bank account attached, and then just work
Work.
and raising a dog.
Yeah.
How is
Get my
Coda?
baby dog.
Oh, you weren't there. He's in timeout right now. I get home, totally cool, right? He's chilling in the backyard. He's fine.
What do you do?
I love him. I play with him for a bit. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go inside. I have to shower. I'll be right back. I go inside, take a quick shower. I'm gone for like 45 minutes. I come back. One of our chairs, all the foam from the cushion. No, the cloth ripped off. The foam all over the floor. Just shreds.
Oh my God, he dismantled that.
And he's been getting into digging a lot more lately.
Ooh.
And he has this little corner. And it's right by the water, but in the food bowl. And I'm like, this happened to me a couple days ago, and then today as well. I go, why is the water black? It's all dirt.
Oh my
So he's
God.
digging. He's getting that mud in the
He's
water.
chuck.
Yeah.
There's a good 2.5 to 3 feet between where he's digging and the water bowl, and he's launching that shit.
Yeah.
Chucking dirt
And then-
into his water bowl.
Dang.
And I go and I put him in. I put his paw and his face in there. I go no, and I take him out, and then I fill it, and then he's watching me fill it. He goes. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, no more. I'm like, dig over here. I was trying to teach him to dig somewhere else. He won't
Yeah.
do it. It's the other places in the
that's hard.
sun.
That's the thing is that, I mean, it's not the fact that he's into digging that's the issue. It's where he's doing it.
See, it's like, I'm like, if you're gonna do it here, I pick him up. I'm like, do it here, and he's like,
Yeah.
the sun's here.
He's like, I don't want to do it
Fuck
here.
that.
He's a diva.
He is a diva.
But do you want advice on that? Because Blue would still do that, like when I was training him and stuff.
I would love that.
So basically, they just have, obviously, it's pretty, I think
Just
it's
instinct.
Yeah, they just have a lot of like energy. So they get bored really easily. And when they're bored, they
Chew and dig.
they chew and they dig. Because like, I noticed that every time like we go out of town or something and, we're watching the dogs and the cameras or whatever, Blue will always end up just like, just nothing destructive. He's just like bored as hell. So he just takes all of the bedding off of mom and dad's bed. Like he'll literally take pillowcases off of pillows and then he'll start with the comforter and then he'll move on to the sheets. And he literally just takes the laundry off.
Wow.
I
He
don't
doesn't
know
even
why.
rip it up. He's just like, I want to give him some work.
Yeah,
to do
he's
for
like,
the
I'm not
day."
allowed to tear it, but I'm so bored. I'm just going to dismantle the bed.
See, he's
So we're like, wow, he's just really bored. So like I would get like, those little sticky pads that I was trying to get and not something else. But those little like dog lick pads, you just put like peanut butter on those, freeze it. Or, even like drops of peanut butter in like a bowl of water and freeze that. If he's into ice, then that'll be perfect. That's what I do with
he
Blue.
loves ice. That's
Yeah.
what I should do.
Then that's perfect then.
Because I have I was telling
You just need like something that's going to like
Stimulate him.
Yeah, stimulate them. They just have so much energy, and you can't go out on runs with them 24/7.
Yeah.
So you just need to give them stuff to stimulate them.
It's like
I would fall for a peanut butter dog pad.
yeah.
She's like, I have one of these in mind, but it's not for Nico. Yeah, throw it to me.
Hello.
Oh, it was almost working.
We gotta go out, and then we'll slowly bring it.
Organized chaos.
No, like normally he's good. Like I said,
Season one. Is that like the
season one
Lexi
of One
quality was
Piece?
looking like season 1 of One Piece?
no, seriously, that grainy ass film.
Yeah.
No, like I'm gone from 6:30, and I get back around 4 o'clock, 3:30 to 4. Mm-hmm. I'm gone for a long part of the day, and like I said, normally after the last time he tore shit up while I was at work, I come home and it's normally like everything's where it should be. Mm-hmm. Like nothing was torn up, nothing was dug up. Minor digging.
Yeah.
He gets like a little bit, and then he's like, "All right, I'm done," because if he digs any deeper, I'll get real mad at him.
Yeah. He's like, I know I shouldn't be doing
He's like, I know what my limit
I
is.
just needed my fix.
No, seriously. But like I said, it's like, I think he was just mad because I came home, sat with him for a bit. Mm-hmm. I went inside, take a shower. He's like, you fucking left me again.
No, he left me again.
I know.
Dang.
But yeah, that was my
Like Jacob scheming over for those library thing.
He wants to open his own. He wants to be a business owner too.
Talk to me and Eddie, bro. That's all me and Eddie be talking about.
Drugs in the library.
Drugs in the library.
This was before I headed over.
Oh my God. He already looks like he's getting so much bigger.
Damn.
He's huge. He's fucking huge.
Look at his lips. I think the funniest part about a dog's face is his lips.
Oh, they were sitting
They
in
have
the
the
chair
little dog
together.
lips.
Coda. Until I said Coda.
That song playing to this image is so perfect. Just dogs frolicking.
Father
I'll do my own
doesn't love me,
camera.
I must do damage.
Your father does not love me. He left me again.
Almost.
Koda.
There we go.
Hey.
Wait.
Cute.
That's how they started. I just said Coda.
Oh, with the music too, you're right.
Yeah, it's like perfect with the music. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Now you're season 1 of One Piece.
now he's getting pretty big.
He is.
This is a long beard. You can hold this one if you want. He follows Kenai for a bit. He's the biggest pet in the house.
Coda has another clone.
Oh my God.
Nah, seriously, that's how he is. He's like, father has left. Time to make him come back to me. Dude, when I walked back outside,
Look how much bigger he already looks since the last time he came.
he's probably gonna be same size as Blue, if not bigger.
I think he's bigger than Blue.
I came back outside from my shower and I was like, all right, Bubba, I'm gonna sit with dude.
Oh, no, he might be the same size as Blue, actually.
Yeah.
Now
Give
that I
him
see it,
another
like,
2 weeks.
Next to your feet.
Oh, tomorrow is the finalization of all of his medication and shit.
Okay.
Oh, really? Cool.
He'll most likely be here next week if that's okay with you guys, because we're gonna
I
get.
paused it on a funny moment. He's just in a circle.
He's donut.
I legit thought creepy pets are at the library. No, dude, that's where all the baddies are.
Fell asleep. Fell asleep on my feetsies.
Aww.
Right. What about you, Lex?
Yeah, how was your week?
How's your week?
I went to a couple parties last week with my friends.
Ooh, popular.
All birthday parties. One of them was at my friend's new apartment. Congrats on their new apartment.
Awesome.
And it was for his birthday. That was a lot of fun. And then another one was on Nope. Yes? Saturday night?
Saturday?
I think so. The other one was on. Oh yeah, it was because Friday we went out to dinner. The other one was on Saturday night, and yeah, it was at one of my friends' backyards. It was also kind of like a graduation party because a lot of my friends graduated as well the same day. But it was also for birthday party, and
Sorry, I had to.
Is that for the song?
Yeah.
This is a One Piece thing. You were talking about Frankie, and this is his theme. He's the cyborg. He's the cyborg.
Oh.
Sorry. Continue. So.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a guy there that I almost slapped him, but.
What?
Yeah.
Good.
I told him to his face. I was like, you need to be slapped. I did. I was like, dude, you need to be. He was just like a friend of a friend.
Just a mutual.
Yeah, some kind of
Acquaintance for you.
He was like a friend's roommate. But anyways, everyone plays volleyball. So, like, as I had been talking to him, I was just like, everything he said was just like defensive as hell. Like, he's just a very defensive guy. Like, I'll like say one thing and he'll be like, oh, well, what do you mean I'm like that? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Damn.
And like, he was just overall really rude.
Insecure.
Like, I told him my age and he was like, damn. I was like, and I started walking away from him and he was like, wait. And I was like, no, dude. And then he forgot my name. He was like, hey, Liv. And I was like, wow. Wow.
That's 3 strikes I've counted.
And then like, he was like, you seem like an astrology girl. I was like, I know a little bit about it, but I wouldn't consider myself an astrology girl. He was like, no, you are. I was like, I'm just telling you that I'm not, but okay. And he was like, no, you are. You're lying to me. You are. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not fitting your stereotype, dude, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess mine. I'm like, I don't know.
Gosh. Nor do you
And I
care.
guessed all of the like gross ones, like all the ones that have like a bad rap. And he was like, no, see, you're an astrology girl. And I was like, okay. And then me and my friend Zach were, not this friend Zach, gay
Nami.
Zach. And do that every time.
Did you say Nami?
Nami.
Nami.
And
Also
then
Nami.
my go Luca
Nami
will choke slam him. Exactly. But was he 12? No,
Basically,
seriously.
mentally-
He was
mentally
like
he was.
21, 22. But anyway.
Same as a 12-year-old 5 years ago.
Yeah, same thing. And like there was a point where me and my gay friend Zach were talking to him, and then we were in the middle of talking to him. We asked him a question, and then out of nowhere, like we're literally actively talking to him, and he just goes,
Wow.
and we're like, me and Zach
You're
look at
like,
each other, and
"Alright,
we
fuck you then, I guess."
literally fall to the floor laughing at how ridiculous it is that he's so rude. And we were like, and I was talking to my friends that like knew of him, and I was like, who the fuck is that? Like, how do you know him? And they're like, oh, it's like my friend's roommate. Da, da. And I was like, hey, well, he needs to be slapped. Like, he's really annoying.
That's just
like,
a
your friend
raging
is so annoying.
narcissist.
I like was a little vulnerable when I first met him, because we're all around our friends and everyone knows why I can't play beach anymore. It was because of my concussion. Like, I got my sport stolen from me. And I told him that, and he was like, honestly, man, if you're getting concussions from diving, you just don't know how to fucking dive. I was like, yeah, that's the problem. That's what happened. Yeah. And he was like, I'm just saying, maybe you just didn't know how to play volleyball.
It's like, a football guy who gets concussions. Like, honestly, if you're getting concussions because you're getting hit, you just don't know how to get hit.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like, no, dude, I literally got my sport.
Oh, I just got like.
No, dude, I literally.
If someone came up to me and was like, you don't even know how to fight, I would have been like, I'll fucking show you.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he was like, I'm not sure if you really know how to play volleyball. And I was like, are you trying to flirt with me? Like,
Yes.
what is happening?
Yes, that's probably what he was trying to do. He probably never got out of the you bully the girls you like phase.
Yeah, and I was like, what is happening? Like, when he was like, you probably don't know how to play volleyball, I literally stared at him and I looked over at his friend and I was like, he needs to be slapped. Can you slap him? Or because then I'm going to do it. And he was like, no, what are you talking about? And I was like,
he probably thought that.
I literally just walked away from him.
When you said that, he probably was like, oh, yeah, she probably into me too, because, like, she says that. Like, if I'm going to talk about like that to her and she says that she gets slapped, yeah, she's probably into me.
How did she know that's my kink, man?
I literally just walked away from him. I just walked away from him and he was like, wait, no, come back. And I was like, bye. And then I heard him, like, I walked away to go hang out with some other friends and I could see him being like, guys, we should take our conversation over there. Like saying, like, hey, friend group, let's go to where Lexi is and take our conversation over there.
You totally had
And I saw him trying to do that and I was like, oh my God, we should go play Pong or something. And I was like, Zach, let's go.
Yeah.
And then like, oh my God, he was so annoying. He was so annoying.
Yeah.
I was like telling other people, I was like, he is so annoying. Like I literally got my sport stolen from me and you're going to be like, duh.
I know. He's going to go out there and have the audacity to tell you don't know how to play that sport that you literally got like a full scholarship in.
I know. I was like,
oh, you broke
You're a
your
community
elbow in
college
a combat sport? You must not know how to fight. I'd be like,
yeah. And be like, you know what? No, literally, that'd be like the exact same thing as telling you that.
See, Tesca does that to me all the time as a joke.
But
every time, no, the rage bait works. I'm like, when we're going to the gym, you're stepping the fucking octagon. He's like, fuck no. And I'm like, one day you're going to step in the octagon. It's going to be 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's 5 seconds is all I need.
Because you get like how because we're both like competitive, very sporty people. Like when someone like disrespects like your passion and your competitive and your like drive for your sport.
It's just if someone disrespects me.
That's
I'll tell them stop. And if they threaten me, girl, all we're doing is leaving. All we're doing is leaving. Vegas is not the place to throw down.
Real quick, something that's funny is that Zebra Geek says, no, for real, girls make gift baskets and put the duvet on the comforter.
no.
And I have to admit, I did not know how to do either of those things until I met Zebra Geek.
Yeah,
so,
no, duvets are hard, man.
Yeah. I was like, I remember the first time she wanted me to help out with the duvet. I was like,
The what?
this thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Next, you know, I'm just like trying to figure out what the
We
fuck
grew up with those
do.
thick Mexican blankets. We don't know what a duvet
But I
is.
will say now that I do the duvet and I make gift baskets.
Hey.
I'm so proud of you, bro.
The gift basket you guys made for mom was so cute.
Yeah.
I love what you put in that was from Nico.
Nico, yeah.
It was so
Because,
cute.
you
With his
know,
little paw print to
yeah.
sign it. Oh, it was so
That's
cute.
adorable.
Yeah, the thing is that I thought about the paw print idea, but I feel like me and Zebra Kicks were on the same wavelength because I told her I was gonna do a card 4
Yeah.
from mom, you know,
Yeah.
by Nico.
Yeah.
So I made out the little like the card. I
Yeah.
wrote like, you know, whatever. And then Zebra
The
Kicks.
message was cute too.
Zebra Kicks is the one that helped with the paw print, getting it done, and also with the treat and stuff inside
Yeah.
of it too. So
I saw
yeah.
the green paw print and I was like, this is Ronnie's paint.
Yeah. So she's the one who got
great.
she's the one who got Nico's paw. She did the paw print.
Yeah.
AJ is a unicorn.
I loved his little message. He's just so nice. That's why every day I just follow him around the house.
Yeah, she's
No, girl, I be the same way. I'm the same exact way. Whenever Luke is around, I'm just like, go everywhere with me.
Bless you.
I'm glad
Thank you.
You had a nice week despite
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
dipshit
And then work has been great.
and Captain Dipshit.
I know, he was really annoying. I was like telling all of my other friends about him. And I was like,
Why
have you
don't
met
you
him? I
guys-
hate him.
Why don't you just use your girl privilege and literally just smack him and be like, you're
I
a
was
pig.
so close to doing it. I was so close to doing
If
it.
they're your friends, they'll take your side.
Oh, they totally will.
So smack him.
They totally will. I really, really wanted to though.
Some men-
and I was like,
some
is
men
this
need to be
way too?
slapped.
I was like, I'm gonna ruin the whole night if I slap him right now. But also, he deserves it.
Like, Jacob goes 11:18. By the way, library is closed. Zebra Kicks goes break in. Do you even want a girlfriend? Just goes,
Like, lock in,
Jay.
Don't tell him that. You guys are being bad influences on Jacob.
Jacob's gonna be missing in chat.
Listen to my voice. Please don't break into your public library.
We're gonna see a news article.
I
They're
know.
at Barnes and Nobles anyways, not the library.
Yeah,
That's where all the
Yeah,
smut
go to Barnes
is.
and Nobles.
That's where all the smut is.
All right. We have a Q&A for you guys
Yes.
this week.
Oh my God, we have a podcast.
Yeah.
Do crimes, girl like bad boys. No, girls like law-abiding citizens.
I think that
This is an
girls
Attack on
like
Titan
guys
Right.
that can protect them,
You're like, we have a Q&A.
right? That are respectful
Yoinked on
and
cord.
that obviously are mature emotionally and you know have maturity and
His eyes are crazy.
it's a process. You know, we're all in our
Dude,
character development
he was,
arcs.
He was all excited.
Yeah,
to
he's
show
literally a
me his new
shapeshifter.
cut today. He was so
Yeah.
excited. Dude,
He's smooth as hell right now.
I got the marks to prove it.
Dude, I have
Yeah.
so many on my arm.
He was like, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm shaven.
Whenever next time he does that, I'm trying so hard to train him because he's very reactive. He just wants to like grab you. So he always goes to grab your arm. Next time, just point and say, go grab a toy. Go grab a toy.
Oh, you know,
I'm teaching
hey,
him to grab a
that's
toy
good.
What
every
did my
time he
mom
wants
tell
to
you
fight.
to do?
Your mom goes, just say ow. Go like ow, ow, ow. And he was already doing ow. And he went,
Your scream like unplugged AJ's camera for a second.
I know. You literally caused my camera to flinch.
Yeah, you did. It was like, oh my God.
It didn't even work.
Oh, it didn't work that time.
Yeah, that's like,
then he stopped.
And then he ran to the bathroom.
He was like, oh my God.
He was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he does that too.
Then he came right back one again, and I was like, ow!
Yeah.
I just kept
One time he was
over it.
doing it to me, and me saying ow wasn't working, so I was like, I started doing it in like his language, and he literally stopped. He was like, you speak dog.
He was like, mother, I'm sorry.
He was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Bite that hard?
Interesting. We have Jacob
No,
says,
he's
I
not that
looked
hard.
up what smut people are. It says people who are interested or create porn. And then Tish goes, how do we go from that comment to that? He goes, honestly, Jacob, you have a great personality and cool merch. Just communicate and be emotionally intelligent, and you'll be fine.
Exactly.
You knew
Emotional
what it was,
intelligence.
Jacob.
You knew what it was, Jacob.
Yeah.
You knew what it was.
I did the dog talk thing to Dakota when I was digging his hole the other day. Or filling his hole the other day. He's like, ow! And I went,
Yeah.
And he just went,
Yeah.
picked up. I was like, stop it. And he was just like,
It's like, oh my God, you're just mocking me.
I do it at night to him too. If I put him in his kennel and he like starts yawning,
I thought it was fake ghetto white girls.
No, bro.
That's
No.
not what smut was, dude. Fake ghetto white girls. How did you? Okay. Anyways, shall we move on to the Q&A before
Let's do the
Jacob
Q&A.
unleashes all of his dark demons?
So what was the Q&A question that
Q&A
we asked you
question?
guys this week?
Was
How
Yes,
tall is
all
the
of our
tallest building
friends.
in the world?
yeah.
There you go.
It's a quiz.
If you guys were listening, you know the answer.
The question was,
There will be a pop quiz.
what do you think Pink? Yeah.
Senior Pink? Okay.
Oh my God! You don't even know. You don't even understand.
What do you think Peak
The manliest
meant
fight.
by having special/personal interest in Yelena?
Oh, that's right. We talked
And then
about
I
that.
included the manga panel where she says, well, Captain McGoth first asks, why do you know what?
Yeah, do it in the
This
McGoth.
is my
Do
McGoth
it.
impression.
Yes, please.
Okay, ready? Hold on.
Can I do the peak one? If you're gonna do mine.
Yeah, you do Peak. Ready? Why did you know it was that Marleyan soldier? Because I had a personal interest.
Because I have personal interests
In her.
in her.
Okay.
In her.
I think my McGoth was better than your Peak.
Buenos dias, Elena.
Your McGoth was better than my peak.
I'm just good at deep voices. Yeah,
know
that
this
is the
woman?
panel. I'm sure you guys could vividly see that in your head now.
Yep.
Buenos dias, Elena.
First, I didn't read the responses until right now. Jacob's response
Okay.
says,
She had to take a breath on that one.
I don't know.
Oh, I love it, Jacob.
I love the honesty.
I don't know.
Thank you, bro.
I looked up at it and I was like, his response says, I don't know. I don't know.
I look forward to this day in my week so much sometimes, and it's just like this is one of those moments where it pays off.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Jacob.
Okay, well, Jacob, if you have any idea at some point, let us know.
Yeah,
But
if
right now,
you happen to ever know,
Jacob does not know why Peak has
Let
a
us know.
special
I
interest.
honestly expected the answer to be they're gay.
yeah, duh, they're gay.
Maybe.
He said, well, I'm not going to respond. Okay,
Thank you.
you don't have to.
There you go.
You have your right to remain silent, brother.
But thank you for the response, though.
Yeah, thanks for that, man.
No.
No. I expected him to just say flock. I know, honestly. Okay.
Fair.
Thank you for that, Jacob. If you ever happen to know. Next response is from friend of the show, Eddie Hinston.
Okay.
Eddie
Fellow business
Eddie?
owner.
says, with that emoji. Maybe the feminine face with that fake beard? That's his guess.
The familiar face?
Feminine.
Feminine face.
Yeah.
Okay. It could be really just, it comes down to special interest, as in what Peak mentioned about 3 years prior, right?
Yeah.
Survey fleet ship goes over to the island of Parody. There is this very tall woman who's standing amongst other soldiers, right? Other like Marlian
She's right next
soldiers.
to Onya Capone too.
Yeah, and then you know it's there's just you see somebody that you just kind
One of these
catch
things
your eyes,
is not
you know?
like the other.
And so it could be a face that Peak herself kind of just had in the database there, right?
Yeah.
And then when, you know, you go X amount of time without, again, 3 years without seeing that person, all of a sudden when you go ahead and you see that familiar face, all of a sudden just like, beep, oh, okay, registers, I know that person. What do I know that person from, you know? And then also, if you think you know that person and you know they're wearing a fake beard, they're out to some sketchy shit.
Yeah.
So,
Or they just got really famous.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, because she wasn't obviously wearing the fake beard.
Jacob
During
has a
the
response
flashback.
as well. He says, because Aaron's the GOAT, that's why.
Got it.
That's more
There you
you.
go. Because Aaron
Got it.
said it be, and I want there to be special interest in
He
Yelena.
made it so. Thank you for that, Eddie. Miss you, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Eddie.
Last response is from friend of the show, Bobby.
All right, Bobby.
Bobby said, being an incredibly suspicious person that stands out, being that Yelena is stoic and a 6-foot lady.
Yeah, exactly. Great. That's a great way
Yeah.
to go ahead and describe it. Thank you so much.
That's
for that,
true.
Bobby.
She is very unique. So,
Tish said, what if she confused Yelena with Armin?
Could be.
because I did.
Yep.
Because I did. Maybe.
I think that just the height difference, right?
Yeah.
Would probably be the.
You know, she's a bit bigger than Armin.
Yeah. Well, I feel like she's taller than Armin for
She
sure.
is. She's definitely taller.
You know? And yeah. And then Jacob.
But yeah, I agree, Bobby.
Soccer.
That's why I'm making a face. No, you don't, bro. You don't want no girl soccer.
Being an incredibly, yeah, I agree with that, Bobby. I really do.
I do too.
Given more context, I did a little bit of
Did some
Reddit research.
some deep dive.
Yeah. Hold on, I did have it. Give me a second.
I could talk so crazy on this one.
Yeah, enjoy this for now.
Can you guess where this one's from?
This sounds like One Piece.
It
It
is.
is One Piece, yes.
Okay. According to Reddit, Peak having a personal interest in Yelena is commonly to be known to be because of her Yelena's devotion to Zeke and her role in the Marlian society. This interest is rooted in her own connection to Zeke and the broader context of the story.
Oh, so she's jealous.
So it might be kind of like a why are you so interested in Zeke? That's my
Oh,
Ally.
wow.
yeah. Ally.
yeah. That's
He's
my
like, that's my ally.
yeah. That's my yeah.
Wow.
She's like, right. That's your ally. That's my ally.
What do you think we do when he checks in on me
Remember-
when I'm on scouting missions in the middle of fucking,
Remember
pardon my
that
French, butt fuck nowhere, but
Right.
it's implied.
Remember that moment though, right?
The
where
unwavering devotion.
Porco and Rhina got into a little, argument that led up to like kind of like a fight, and then Zeke was like, hey, pretty much let's get out of here, let's go. But then he only said that to like Pete.
Yeah, him and Peak left. They just started yapping
Like,
at
hey,
each
Pete,
other.
let's go.
It does say that some have interpreted Peak's statement as a sign of jealousy or envy, perhaps because she was close to Zeke and felt a sense of competition to Yelena.
Interesting.
But it seems to be primarily known as Yelena being a staunch follower of Zeke's plan to end the suffering of the subjects of Ymir by elimination of power. This devotion is unwavering, and Peak, who is also close to Zeke, is intrigued by Yelena's dedication and wants to dig more into that.
Interesting. Oh, thank you so much for the deep dive.
Yeah, she could see Yelena as someone who can influence others and potentially play a key role in Zeke's plan.
Our friend Jacob here, right? We like to go ahead and goof off over in the podcast, but I want you to genuinely know, Jacob, that like, hey, everything's okay, bro.
Now
All right.
coming it.
Jacob asked us a question, and I want you to know that don't refer to yourself or describe or have any concerns about if you are this or you're that. Don't honestly, don't even give a fuck about what those people, what your perception of what you need to be is. Be you, be proud to be you, love yourself. Okay, like I talked about, you need to go ahead and find true love for yourself, right? And as a friend to another friend, if you feel like you're not doing well and you feel lonely, my best advice would be to go ahead and just continue to do things that Jacob loves to do, right? Go ahead and experience your hobbies and stuff, right? But you also have to put yourself out there as well. You know, you can't go ahead and just be at home and expect that, you know, your partner's going to go and come knocking over on the door, because that doesn't happen. All right. So you do have to put yourself out there.
It's hard, man.
We talked about dating. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. No one said it was easy. It's going to be a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain, but there's also going to be a lot of, you know, great memories, a lot of cool connections, a lot of cool moments, even just meeting people in general. But do me a favor, bro. Don't go into some kind of spiral. Don't try to go ahead and fit yourself into a box and try to go ahead and describe yourself to what you think you need to be for a public perception, because the perception of public is bullshit. All right? Social media is bullshit. Life in general, right? What we see on TV, right? Whatever it is that we are supposed to be as people, as a society, it's all bullshit. You know what your genuine morals are. We've talked about them on the podcast. We end the podcast with hopes that we be positive, influencing people in this world that needs positivity, to be kind and caring individuals, to spread love and positivity, right? It's important, right? Try to do that. Be a great person. Don't try to go ahead and be something that you're not, okay? Don't try to go ahead and portray yourself to be a character, all right? And just understand that you are still so young, my friend. You're so young. There's so much of life to live, so much of a journey ahead of you, okay? You say you're feeling lonely right now, but understand this, that life is going to go ahead and play out how it's supposed to play out, my friend, okay? But there are going to be moments in your life, and I truly believe this, where there are going to be moments, opportunities, and obstacles that we're going to have to go ahead and face as people. We're going to have to grow and learn from them. There are going to be obstacles that we all face, right? As just young adults, okay? It's called growing, right? We are learning how to become adults, right? And
this is everyone's first time living.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah. And then when I mean by opportunities, I mean that whether that is with work, whether that is with, you know, meeting people, whether it is other opportunities, right? They're going to present themselves in life, and it's up to us, individuals, as people, to either open that door and go ahead and try to take that opportunity, right? Or we can go ahead and close that door and we can not do that opportunity, be afraid to go ahead and do whatever it is that we're trying to go ahead and do. But a lot of times that doesn't help. And then this is me now being kind of hypocritical, because I'm a person that doesn't go ahead and take a lot of chances, something that I'm trying to learn with myself, right? And I'm glad that we took this chance that is this podcast, because trust me, this is something that I wasn't used to doing, putting myself over on the freaking on camera and doing this kind of stuff. But look what it's become. Again, a lot of work and effort, right? To go ahead and do this podcast, right? But look at what it's become.
Yeah.
You and me are talking right now.
Had no clue that it would ever come to this.
We would not be having this conversation. We would not be talking if it wasn't for this chance and this opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So just in life, understand that there's a lot to come. There's a lot to happen and a lot to learn and a lot of heartbreak, a lot of great moments. Just take it all in stride. But always remember, in the end, whatever happens, right? Love Jacob. Love yourself, okay?
First and foremost.
Because you have to be, really, in a lot of ways, your biggest supporter. You have to be your own biggest fan. Because not a lot of people have a support team. I'm so blessed to have a tremendous support team around me. You see it here, right? I have my family. I have Zebra Cakes. I have all of you guys, right? And I want you to know, Jacob, too, that like you have us here. We like to go ahead and goof off. We like to go ahead and joke around, right? I don't want you to take any offense to anything that happens over here in the podcast, right? I want you to understand that we're all friends. We all like to go ahead and do little goofs and gags and stuff like that, and just, you know, whatever, bullshit and hint and just kind of like, you know, whatever, right? Yap and all that. But at the end of the day, again, we care about you, man. You're extremely loyal. We've told you so many times, don't change for anybody, all right? I'm telling you this as a friend and as somebody that loves you, okay? And what I see you saying in chat, right? I want to go ahead and let you know that I love you, bro, okay? You don't need someone. You don't need that person right now. You just need to go ahead and do what Jacob loves to do and love yourself, and everything else will follow. Okay? So you are loved here, bro. Okay? Just allow life to play out, man. Okay? You don't need everything to happen all at once. Okay? It's as simple as that. And it's not simple because it's fucking hard, but life is just life. Okay, bro? All right. That's why I wanted to go ahead and say to you, man. And I hope that, you know, you are good.
So well spoken. I understand, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, really, bro. Aww.
Yeah, again, bro, like, I am so thankful for all of you guys, and that's why I want to go ahead and end the podcast with always thanking all of you, because your support means the world to me, your guys' love, and I could feel the love that you give us. You know, it literally is something that I get mind blown about every single freaking time that we go ahead and we do this. And, you know, I just truly appreciate all of you. And, you know, I don't how my life was before. I was very complacent, very comfortable, and just hiding in my room, watching anime, you know, and not putting myself out there. And like I said, look what taking that chance brought me in my life, and that is an opportunity to go ahead and do something each and every week with my sister, with, you know, my best friend, and then with all of you.
Oh, you blushing.
You know.
Stop, you cried.
He said that helped, man.
And I'm glad. You know, again, when in doubt, you know, love yourself, you know, and also, you know, as a fellow spiritual, you know, person as well, you know, believe in the power of prayer, you know.
100%.
Yeah.
Freaking man.
So just, you know,
read your Bible, bro.
Yeah,
your Bible.
Just stay in the fight, man. You know, just don't go ahead and give up, man. You think any of these straw hats would go ahead and just quit on or whatever it is, man? You can. You're literally, you are in your freaking, you know, character development arc, man. You're so young.
You're
you know,
in your time skip right now, bro.
Yeah. So like right now, you're just in that phase, man. You know. And I know that it fucking sucks. I know that it's hard because we all want to get to a point. We all want whatever it is that we are achieving for, whatever it is that we want. But understand that it all takes just time. Okay? So just be patient, man.
You're making him cry.
Look, I mean, I love you, bro. Okay? Like, again, you were brought into my life for a reason. Okay? And your loyalty means the world to me. And I mean, Lexi and Zach know 100% what loyalty means to me, and
it's
how
like
much
the
like
priority of
like his top two necessities.
Yeah. And so
it's like his love language.
100%.
Seriously.
It's loyalty.
You know, I'm a loyal individual, and you know, like I said, bro, I'm here.
Extremely
I'm here
important.
for you. You know, I'm here, man. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and say that.
And we're always going to be here to help.
Yeah. And you see here in chat too, you know, like even, you know, Tish is saying, you know, sending virtual hugs and stuff, and don't dwell on things that end, right? That like rejection is redirection. That's a great way to go and put it.
I love what Tish says.
Yeah, nothing for you will leave you. Yeah. So, you know, you have support here, man. Okay,
Jacob, brother.
Rejection is redirection.
I'm not as Casanova with the words as AJ. Brother, dating's fucking, it sucks. It sucks right now. Cast your line. If something bites, reel it in. If it's not for you, let it go.
Yeah.
If you really want to get into loving yourself, man, you're in Indiana. You have more nature than I could ever imagine having here.
100%.
Brother, go buy a tent.
Yeah.
Do some overnights. Start small. Bring someone with you. Go Go live.
That'll
off the
make you
land a bit.
realize
Go
that, like,
actually
wow.
fishing. Like go fishing.
None of this actually matters.
Yeah.
Like there's so much life left to live, brother. And the world's a scary place.
Mm-hmm.
And to be completely honest, I would much rather be in Indiana than in California right now.
Yeah.
Because I would have so much more peace of mind.
Yeah.
And I'd have so much more space to be with myself, with God, and with nature.
Yeah, 100%.
Just like being present.
Yeah. Just honestly, I know like it's kind of hypocritical of us because we're a podcast and all, but like
I know.
get off the social media,
But
bro.
we're not like just a podcast.
Yeah, we're a community.
Oh, man.
There's
we are
more
100%
to it than that.
a community.
We're just a vessel for the community. Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, man, like my homie recently got rid of like all of his socials, and was like, I'm only gonna do it for like 3-4 days and see how I feel. It's been a week and a half, and the motherfucker still doesn't have a single social media app. I don't know who to send my memes to anymore. But like sometimes that's what you gotta do is just realign yourself. Go find a book. Give yourself a nice, not a long term, but a nice little medium short term goal that's gonna take up a week or two and work at it and invest only in that and just realign everything within you. Get your dopamine detox down because we all got huge dopamine addictions from social media. Not AJ though.
Yeah, Tish is true here too. She said also please leverage platonic love as well. Don't get caught up in a romantic need for companionship.
100%.
Yeah,
Just go ahead
companionship
and
it comes in a lot of ways. That's why, dude,
build
get a cat.
social connections, man.
Yeah, get
Find
a lizard
friends
or
and
something.
stuff and all that. You know, honestly, like a library is not a bad idea at all. You can go ahead and find yourself over the library, get lost over in some manga and stuff. Read, and all that.
They have manga
and just to go ahead and put yourself out there, and stuff. And if you. I'm not to say this would how it would go ahead and play out. Also, we want to welcome, of course, Eddie. What's up, Eddie?
What's
I know,
up?
Eddie,
Welcome
you
to the
came in
podcast,
at such a deep time.
Fellow businessman.
We're just talking about how connected we are and how much love we have for
AJ's
each other
sharing
and
some
stuff and all
crazy
that.
wisdom right now.
And
He's preaching right now.
And so Eddie, welcome. We love you, bro, and we're so thankful for you too as well. Right now we're just talking about self-love for each and every one of us, and talking about as a community how strong we are together and stuff. And I know that you're also a very big part of that as well, Eddie, as you are an OG and stuff. And you were still here. We talked about what loyalty means to me.
Everyone's getting love
and all
letters
that.
today.
Even Zebra Cake says, hey, frozen yogurt helps. 70% toppings, 30% yogurt.
Zebra Cake says another solution. You can always get frozen yogurt.
And so
Tish said, AJ's such a dad. Can you and Zebra Cakes adopt me?
You're gonna be a great father.
a lot of
God.
this is just a lot of self-reflection, a lot of just
Dude, you just gotta live it.
growing on my part. And the reason why
You just gotta live it.
The reason why I am how I am right now is through a lot of work, man. Like I said, it's a lot of work.
You just gotta live it.
But I'm here, man. I know I don't have social media, but
God bless.
I'm here.
Okay.
I am here on a weekly basis, man. You
Yeah.
know? So you can go ahead and let me know what's going on over on the podcast and stuff. Real Talk Age is one of the wisest people I know. I wouldn't go as far as that.
Hey.
You
you
got
dropped
some
some
good
wisdom
insight,
on
bro.
here.
I'm just someone who cares a lot about the people.
You're way smarter than you think you are.
AJ's emotional IQ is higher than like a lot of
I know,
fucking
than,
people
like,
I know.
Like 80% of the world.
I'd argue even
And
higher.
also, Tish,
Probably higher.
welcome to the family, Tish.
I know. Tish, you're here too.
No, I guess the Zebra
Mother.
Cakes confirm. Yeah, we're gonna be
You know what, Tish?
adopting
Yeah.
Tish.
You guys better get a bet
Right
for her.
Father.
All right. Well, again, guys, I don't want it to be lost in translation that we as a podcast love all of you and appreciate you all so much.
We
and
care kind of a lot. about you guys.
we talk about all the time. We would not be doing this if it wasn't for all of you showing up and just being here with us. And Zebra Cakes says that Tish, you and Nico are sleeping at the edge of the bed like Brian Griffin. I love that. All right, you heard it there.
Just Tish and Nico just.
Eddie can attest how raw we are because we are like the exact same people.
No, really.
Outside, inside. We don't really give a shit.
We're still just very
100%.
real and
That's
very
right.
comfortable.
Eddie literally met us and stuff
Yeah.
too. There's
Yeah.
no bullshit here. I'm not saying
We're
this just
actually the
to go
exact
ahead
same.
and try to perceive myself to be whatever this freaking.
This is genuinely
wise
us hanging out with
guy,
you.
whatever. But
This is literally how it was when we started and how we intended it to always be.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you know
we
what?
want
Now
to
we got
feel
a couple
like
more
we're
fancy
pitting on a
technologies.
show. This is our podcast show. Like, no, it's It's a hangout.
This is a community AOT.
You can say whatever you want.
I want to say that this is a moment that I feel like this is a moment that was low-key kind of manifested because I talked about how me and Zebra Cakes would go on walks and stuff like that, and then recently on one of those walks we talked about how I brought up this podcast, and I feel like this podcast is really brought for a bigger purpose. And I know this is something that we do. We like to go ahead and talk about AOT, and I know Alexia likes to drop her phones.
Almost did.
Almost did it.
I'm still on a good roll. I haven't dropped it yet.
I got you.
I know. You need a water bowl down there.
What I want to say is,
fuck off. I'm so glad that this thing works.
Me too. I was like, do we get rice? What happened?
So as far as water resistant,
yeah, but honestly, it's fine now.
But yeah, so as far as the podcast goes, like I said,
that's a hug emoji.
The podcast, we go ahead and we link up. We go ahead on a weekly basis, talk about Attack on Titan. But again, I feel like there's a bigger purpose behind this podcast. I feel like, the work that, we put into this and stuff like that, I feel like it's something that is going to go ahead and bring something, right? Something in the future. And I told Zebra Cakes that
Beast Titan came in.
If the podcast itself, right, doesn't lead to, and this is me just selfishly thinking too and trying to go ahead and manifest stuff into the world about how it's like, I want to continue to grow an audience and people to go ahead and find and appreciate, the content that we put together. But also you never know what opportunities can present itself from it. Like selfishly, I would love for somebody to go ahead and see our talent and want us to go ahead and do something on the road, or someone to go ahead and see our talents as, this up and coming and aspiring voice actors and think that, hey, you know what, let's go ahead and let's give them an opportunity. But I told Zebra Cakes, like, if those opportunities don't present themselves and this just becomes a podcast that people go ahead and find and they appreciate, then I'm proud. I'm proud of what we put out there. I'm proud of what we do. And to go ahead and have real, genuine conversations like this, it's something that's very important, especially in today's world, So I just was thinking about how it's like, it's crazy to go ahead and I was just literally 2 days ago talking about the purpose of this podcast with Zebra Cakes, and to go ahead and have like really a true, genuine moment like we just did, Jacob. It's just a reminder that like this podcast, it's more than just a podcast.
Yeah.
Again, this is like a community. It's a connection that we all have, and it's something that I'm very, very proud of. So yeah. All right. Aww. And I also want to say thank you all to those that responded to the Q&A.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
So we appreciate your responses.
Tish said, the dapper man. Also, why does he look bald?
Because
he
had a lot more hair last week, huh?
It's getting hot.
Yeah.
And
yeah, right, Bubba. Yeah, right.
It's time to just get his... he's in that phase where they just buzz their head,
Yeah.
And now his ears look gigantic. Look at these big old ears.
Master has given Dobby a sock. Master has presented Dobby with clothes. Dobby is free.
Covering. And we, of course, encourage all of you to go ahead and give us your insight, because we love hearing and understanding from different point of views and perspectives. And, the podcast here, again, the premise of it is an AOT breakdown, and we want to go ahead and all learn together. So help me learn by maybe bringing up what you guys saw or what you guys are feeling, or some insights on some tips or whatever it is you guys know as far as foreshadowing moments and so on and so forth.
Let us know if we miss anything. That's why we love when Josh is here. He's like,
exactly.
Like
Josh is always giving us some cool facts and all that.
It's super cool.
Yeah. Alrighty.
No.
Also, I know I wasn't here for camera check. Is there any way we could lower my camera a little bit? I'm just such a diva.
You probably have to go and back up a little bit.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Right here?
Yeah, I think that's good. Period. Thank you.
Cool.
I know you smell Coda. I know you miss him.
I wanted to show him
I've met him.
haircut.
He's like your size now, dude.
I know.
You should have beat him up while you could.
Look, he might be bigger than you next week, bro.
Oh my god, okay. We have to get into this raw freaking episode.
Oh my god, it's almost 9. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
3, 2, 1. We continue the episode as Gabi and Falco stare, stunned, finding out who is actually the current mastermind. A stunned Gabi questions
Zeke?
Hanji, unaware of the relationship that Zeke has with these two children, asks,
Huh? Wait, who are these kids?
Zeke simply answers while looking straight at Gabi and Falco.
Miscalculations.
Meanwhile, Jean becomes very frustrated as he begins to shout at our mystery soldier. Damn it, Yelena! Why didn't you lock down the Cart Titan and Jaw Titan like you said you would? We lost good people because of you! Yelena, showing zero emotion on her face, responds to Jean.
I'm sorry. I can assure you that they both fell into the pit, but it's still my fault.
Captain Levi, being very insightful in all situations, says,
Guess that's why you threw more rocks at us than planned. You had to put on a show for your comrades, didn't you? Quite the performance coming from a mangy furball. Yeah, well done.
Zeke, now staring at Levi, having no issue with playing the game of back and forth, responds,
No, please don't glare, Levi. You don't want to make me piss my pants, do you? And you gave quite the performance yourself, considering how bad you wish you could actually kill me.
Captain Levi takes one step closer towards Zeke.
I'm the kind of person who saves the best bite for the end of the meal. Excuse me, can I say that again?
Yeah. Totally. We were all distracted.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was just making sure he got close to that.
Yeah, I didn't want him to yank on it either.
Okay.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Yes. You want to segue me into it again?
3, 2, 1. Captain Levi takes one step closer towards Zeke.
I'm the kind of person who saves the best bite for the end of my meal. I can really savor the taste that way.
The tension grows in the room, but Aaron decides to intervene.
We killed Marley's brass and took out their primary fleet and port. That ought to buy us some time.
Hanji joins in on the deliberation to counter Aaron's statement.
Before the whole world comes crashing down on us with a coordinated attack, you mean? Every single time you get yourself caught, we give up lives to get you back. No matter how high the cost, we pay it. You noticed that trend and used it against us. Held yourself hostage to force our hand. We had no choice except to do what you wanted. You put your trust in us. And we've lost our trust in you, Aaron.
Zeke speaks up on Aaron's behalf.
You gain from this too. You now possess the founding Titan as well as a Titan with royal blood. All your comrades' sacrifices are about to bear fruit at last. Eldia will be free.
They are all interrupted as a door slowly swings open. On the other side of the door is a shocked and frozen Connie.
All right.
Break.
Okay. Well, I want to go ahead and start with what Hanji told Aaron, because I think that is probably the biggest point of emphasis here in what
she put it
we're
into
gonna
words.
cover. Yeah, and
She put it into words.
so when Hanji says, right, and she says this because the way Aaron talks is almost like they accomplish something, right? Like they have the upper hand.
Oh,
Right.
sorry. The pod keeps ending for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Should we end and go live again?
Hold on. Is this me or does the pod keep ending?
It's
Doesn't
Tish
seem-
and Jacob experience.
keeps ending.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not high. Okay, is it?
Here and there, it's live now.
It's live now. All right.
Are we all good, guys?
Okay. Real quick, did you guys all get that? What we just covered, or, I mean, it's a short, like, part of the story, and like, okay. So, did you want us to go ahead and cover anything again?
I know what happened earlier.
Oh, it's
yeah.
happened-
Do you guys need? It was before we even started reading. It was like early when we started recording.
Okay.
Do you guys need us to recap anything? Do you guys?
You guys heard everything, right?
Yeah, make sure you guys heard our bomb voice acting.
Okay. Okay. No, you're safe. Okay. Good.
Okay, cool.
All right. So again, with the point of Hanji's response to Aaron. Again, Aaron has a point of view that, like, what they did, right, accomplished a lot for them. And
Yeah.
granted, they went in there and they did accomplish a lot. Was it really for them,
We got a lot of info.
or was it for Aaron, right? And so at this point, again, Aaron is doing what Aaron wants. And it's so great that Hanji calls him out on his bullshit. Mm-hmm. You know? Like when Hanji says, right, that, like, yeah, we pretty much, like, Eren says we took out the brass, the military brass. We took out their fleet and their port, right? That is going to go ahead and buy us some time. But Hanji is like, well, yeah, before the whole freaking world comes crashing down on us with the coordinator attack.
Yeah.
You know, like we are now public enemy number one.
Yeah,
like it was Marley, right? Yeah. But then we stepped up to the big bully. We went ahead and we put the bully in their place, and now we're the target, right? So then she goes, look, calls him out on his bullshit. Every single time you get yourself caught, we give up lives to get you back. Right? She says, no matter how high the costs, we pay it. And you noticed that and used it against us. Now think about those words, right? Like Hanji as the current like commander of the Scouts, even though I guess they're all one military branch, right? Like she still is this like in this superior role. And I think even she's starting to get sick and tired of just of Eren's antics, to the point where she literally says that we have lost trust in you, Eren. Right? Like she thinks that Eren decided to go ahead and like get himself captured, right? On purpose.
I mean, she's all wrong.
And the thing is, like, yeah, it's true, but there's more to it, which we find out later from Eren's whole kind of, you know, like he's being fed knowledge and information and stuff, you know, and visions and memories and understanding how it's going to play out.
Bro is schizophrenic.
Right? But like, they don't know this. The rest of them don't know. So when they go ahead and they lose what is supposed to be like the hope of humanity, they have no choice but to go ahead and try to
reclaim him. Yeah.
To save them. Like, I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on like Hanji stepping up over to, you know, Eren and, you know, calling him out on his bullshit?
It's justified.
Yeah, it's totally justified. I think it's something that she just needed to put into words and address, because
she wanted
it's kind of something that's been happening for, I mean, they understand that they're always trying to get Eren, and, you know, she understands that Eren knows that and that he's finally using it against them. So I think her voicing this to him is totally warranted. Yeah. Totally warranted.
Yep.
But this is also her coming from a point of view where she has no idea what Eren, like she has no idea what happens from here on. You know, she doesn't know the story.
Yeah.
So she doesn't even know that Eren's been getting.
Yeah. She has no idea that he could
brain rotted this whole time.
Yeah. All these visions and all the like.
All right now,
what the big plan is.
Planting seeds right now.
She just thinks we need to go back and figure out what we're doing because of you taking advantage of the fact that we will go tooth and nail to get you back. Now we are public enemy number one, and we got to figure that out. Like, that's what Hanji's thinking. And then Eren is thinking like 10 times bigger than that. Like,
Eren's like,
that doesn't matter.
Fucking mortal.
He's like, it doesn't matter that we're public enemy number one. The public is going to be dead.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that. But I think it's completely warranted. I feel like that's where the tone shifted, 100%. Said Tish. Yeah.
Yeah, great point, yeah.
Because our protagonist just became our protagonist team's liability rather than a hero.
Yeah, and then
you could feel like everyone's attitude on Eren. Like,
it's also that that's why like Sasha's death is so symbolic.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, no one's fucking safe. From what this dude is planning.
Yeah.
And no one even knows what he's planning. They just think he's off his fucking rocker.
Yeah, 100%. And even thinking about
we lost our hope.
What's going to ultimately happen after this is that, I mean, again, spoiler warning to all of our friends, this and that, but this isn't that big of a spoiler. But I mean, Hanji herself too even said that we no longer trust you, Eren. So where are they going to put Eren? They're going to put him in a cell, right? They're going to make sure he doesn't go ahead and pull any
antistatus under lock again, and key so he can't leave.
And
which
so
is again warranted.
Like what Tish is saying too, it's like so everything is shifting here to this point, right? Now Eren is going to be treated as this weapon, this tool to go ahead and it's like emergency, like, you know, break when needed, right? No longer does he have the freaking long leash of just being able to go ahead and do things that he needs to do. No, it's like, think about, like, they're about to go ahead and get some news that's going to go ahead and fucking drop them to their core. They already were explained by Jean last week when we covered that, like, Sasha is fighting for her life right now. They don't know ultimately what's going to happen, right? But right here, Hanji's still talking about how we lose lives every time we save your ass.
Yeah.
You know? What happens when now, like, literally when we cover in the next few minutes about what's going to happen, what happens when they find out that? There's going to be more, like, you know, that they're holding against Eren because well, you decided to go ahead and pull this. Now we just lost one of our strongest allies. You know, so it's unreal. You know, it's absolutely unreal. And Eren right now, again, the point of view that he talks about here, it's kind of like, you know, it's he's not reading the room here. You know, like we have a back and forth here, right? Where, again, the two children there, they are realizing, right?
Yeah, they're wrangling with the fact that they were just called miscalculations by their deity.
Twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah. And then...
Well, this is the first time it's to their face, right?
No, he says it last week as well. The line he says
goes,
last week
Oh,
is...
right, when she says, like, why'd you let them take you?
Yeah, well, he
like
pretty much was like, well, Zeke, it seems everything played out just like you wanted, wouldn't you say? And then Zeke responds saying, I did make a few miscalculations, but aside from that, I would. And then his response, you know, almost like confirming what the miscalculations are.
Yeah.
He's like,
he was referencing them. And
because they bring the kids in. They bring Falco and Gabi, and she's like, looks like everything's turned out what you want. And he's watching them. He's like, couple miscalculations. Who are the kids? Miscalculations.
Yeah, they're the miscalculations.
Exactly. Yeah, confirmed. And then
Levi's so perceptive. He's like, that's why you threw more rocks than planned.
Yeah.
To put on a show because your buddies were there because...
Yeah, well, that's why Jean is pissed off too, because, you know, Yelena had the job of making sure that the Cart Titan and the Jaw Titan do not participate in the battle, right? Over there trying to go ahead and ultimately, you know...
Make it as smooth as possible.
Yeah, I guess...
Could have stayed back to watch the door for another 5-10 minutes.
I know.
Yeah, and then so, you know, seeing Yelena's...
Yeah, she could have just, like, stood there.
seeing her body language...
Even just being across the building with a fucking rifle.
Seeing her, like, lack of remorse, her lack of emotion, really.
She does not
And as
care.
she responds to Jean is like, you know, I'm sorry. I can assure you that they both fell into the pit, but it's still my fault. It's almost like that's just a cookie cutter kind of way of responding to it.
Yeah, she's like, this is what he wants to hear. I'm just going to say it.
Well, I feel like that's also what she would say to Zeke.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like, it was my fault.
I feel like she's...
I accomplished the task. They adapted. It was my fault.
Yeah.
I didn't perceive.
I personally feel like she's responding this way because it's Jean. Like, I personally feel like she's like, blah, 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 whatever. Like, we still did what we had to do and Zeke is still fine. I know Zeke would have handled them fine. Like, we're fine.
Yeah.
I feel like
she's
the
just
tone
caring
is for
about
Jean.
Zeke.
Yeah, I feel like the tone is for Jean, but that line is just her typical soldier response. Like, it was my
that's
fault.
true.
I did the mission. It was my fault. They adapted.
She does.
Yeah,
she
true.
is like a devout follower.
But with Zeke, it would have been like, I'm so sorry, sir. They fell in the pit and I didn't stay back to watch them, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some type of
Great.
fucking-
it's my fault, sir.
Brainwashy shit like that.
Real quick before we
She's
lose
like,
it over in
technically,
chat.
I did my job.
there's a
Tish
good
also
show.
says Sasha's death also kind of ended Eren's humanity a bit. Like Sasha was a last thread to his old life. Like this is where it starts. And I
kind of want to
think
talk
that
about that with the next portion.
exactly.
Me
I was
too.
gonna say,
I want to,
put a pin in that one a little bit, Tish, because we are going to cover in the next part. But Eddie says in a Marvel movie,
Yeah,
this
pin
scene
it.
would have been sidelined
pin
by
it?
a stupid, unnecessary joke.
I thought I did.
He's like, reported. Imagine.
I know. Reported.
Sorry, Tish, you just been reported.
No, you got pinned or whatever that means.
Tish, yeah, she was like technically did my job, yeah. And then
was 20 minutes.
Eddie goes, but the tension in the room makes it feel like these characters are more than drawings. Yeah, great. Yeah, exactly. You can really feel the tension when you go ahead and you watch the episode. And
Yeah, you could really feel it. How the team's just like, what are we doing?
So thick you could cut it with a knife.
Tish is like, Eddie, we got to do something about this blue.
I was so scared.
Eddie's actually supposed to be yellow for
I know.
like a mustard yellow.
That was showing
He's
over on
been
our
blue
side.
recently.
I
They're
feel
just the same color. Why?
He's always been blue in the screen text box, this one.
Oh,
but he's
but
always
in-
been a different color in our version
in
of
the
the
chat.
Twitch chat.
Oh,
An
I
actual
wonder if
Twitch
it's
chat.
just too close to one of the maybe the backs. I don't know.
That dude's always been yellow in our stream chat, not in
Maybe
the
that's what it
Twitch
is.
chat.
Maybe it has to do with our background and the colors that adapt to that.
I think that is it too.
Yeah. So going back to it, yeah. So Yelena had a job to do. She, great way to go and to describe it. She gave the kind of soldier response, with no emotion really. And then Levi, he being very insightful again. He saw Zeke's performance that he put out there over in Liberia.
Yeah.
Right. And Levi understands there wasn't any kind of casualties because of it and stuff. It would have sucked if, like, let's say Zeke had to go ahead and play up the performance a little bit, and so he had to go ahead and kill some scouts. That wouldn't have played very well to Levi. And so confirmed there he got in the best way Levi can, right? So you put on the show for your comrades. Quite the performance coming from a mangy furball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yup.
And
typical Levi. And
then Zeke, again, just being able to go ahead and have the little back and forth rivalry banter with
sarcastic.
Levi.
Don't glare at me, Levi.
He's like, oh, don't look at me like that, Levi. You don't want to make me piss my pants, do you?
Oh, please don't glare, Levi.
Yeah.
You don't want to make me piss my pants, do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, and quite the performance yourself, considering how bad you wish you could actually kill me. Like, that's itself there, like a
dangling
dig.
it on.
Like,
I'm right in front of you, bro.
That's almost like,
I'm the carrot.
It's almost like, you wouldn't actually get that close if you really were fighting, that even though Levi did get that close, and
even
stuff,
though
but
Levi had a blade in this dude's mouth.
They did 100 men versus one gorilla, and the 100 men won.
No, they did 100 gorilla versus one man.
Yeah.
And the man got to the head honcho.
Exactly. Jacob has a question. Now here's a question. Why do we all dislike Gabi? I hate her because she's annoying. She's an annoying little shit. She also should have been thrown out of the blimp because she shot Eren and Sasha. How about you guys? I think I don't want to go ahead.
Those are all
hate her
valid.
because she reminds us of all of the negative qualities of our favorite main character.
Yeah, great way to put it.
Who is
essentially.
literally turning into a villain, and that's the perfect time to introduce Gabi and Falco, the two sides of the coin. Of course we hate Gabi, because she's everything Eren's turning into.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can understand that she's brainwashed, but look at Falco. Gabi fights for glory only.
Yeah.
Honestly, just kiss.
She's just caught up in the fucking society.
I think that she's been.
We live in a Marleyan society.
She's also been kind of like, to a point.
We live in a society.
She's also been kind of glorified a little bit too, like.
Oh fuck yeah, she got a major praise king.
Yeah, she's got like ego mania.
Like, can you imagine if Eren got that? If Eren got that over in the training, with the training cadets, like, he would be acting the same way, and we would be hating his ass too.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Cocky ass little shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
if they didn't fuck with his ODM gear, he might have actually gotten that praise.
I know. And then Levi continues with the banter, saying that the person likes to. He's the type of guy that likes to save the best bite for last. He goes, I can't wait. He pretty much is like, I can't wait to savor that taste.
Just kiss already.
I know.
And I think it's funny too, because like, I can't help but go ahead and think about like how it's gonna play out. And I don't think he savored.
He did not savor.
I don't think he did. He was just like, oh my god.
He devoured.
Yeah, but it was one of those moments where it was like, when it ultimately does happen, it happens so quick, But I think it's also because of
he just knew he needed to take it.
Of what Levi's in right now.
He's just like, I don't want it any later.
Yeah.
Give it to me right now.
He'd been waiting. Yeah. Bro has been waiting since season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He waited years for this kill.
Yeah. Tish says Gabi is Lucci in this universe. You're not that tough.
Nah, seriously.
Yeah.
Gabi thinks she all tough and shit. She thinks she CP0. She ain't no Yonko.
No.
She ain't no fucking Yonko.
Doesn't even get the chance. All right. I think anything else we should go ahead and cover? We pretty much covered all that. Zeke really kind of speaks up to Eren's behalf, talking about how Hanji, you guys all gain from this as well. Talks about how you now possess the founding Titan as well as a Titan with royal blood. It's funny to think that like this conversation is being very amicable, right? Yeah, there is some back and forth banter, but it's almost like they're still on the same team. To think about like fast forward to the moment when like Zeke is in the forest being babysat by Levi and how that plays out. Like it's so funny to think that like we go through so many different moments in season 4, and like right now we're just covering this moment where we get our first kind of like betrayal from Zeke from the point of view of Gabi and Falco. But like there's gonna be so much more betrayal happening.
Dude, these Jaegers manipulate.
100%. Eddie says, well, I think it was a bittersweet moment when Levi helped Gabi aim that huge rifle to take out the Titan in the end.
I agree.
That's true.
And again, that just goes to show
That took a whole season.
To like my point too of like, this is what we're talking about here now, and they don't even know who the hell those kids are, and then to that ultimately that to that scene that you're referring to
the point where they eventually take care of Levi and his
where
old
they're
age.
together.
Yeah. But then Zeke says that all your sacrifices, the comrade sacrifices, are about to bear fruit at last, and LD will be free.
Fucking asshole.
Or maybe they won't be bearing any more fruits. I guess probably if that's what they're looking to go ahead and.
Do you think he meant to have that kind of double entendre to it?
I don't know,
because they ain't bearing no babies.
What you just said right now is Jaeger and manipulation, so I wouldn't put it past them to go ahead and do that.
Aaron made it so.
Yeah. So
burying, get it, like childbearing.
I know.
He's looking at Aaron like, that was a good one, huh, little brother.
That one good.
Like,
come on, little brother.
Don't worry, bro. I got your back. I won't let her go ahead and speak to you that way.
Typical big brother steps in and roasts the person for you.
I know. But
inside joke that they don't understand.
But now, unfortunately, there is an interruption as the door slowly swings open and we see Connie there.
Let me get in my mood real quick.
Connie is about to go ahead and give that room some information, and we're gonna go ahead and continue it with that. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We continue the episode as Connie now has everyone's attention. Connie, with tears in his eyes, in absolute disbelief, announces to the group,
"It's Sasha. She just died."
We now see Mikasa and Armin, both hysterically crying, yelling out to Sasha's body. Their tears rain on Sasha's unresponsive body. Jean, now too, stares frozen in disbelief. Hanji appears to be hurt, showing concern, as Levi expresses hurt, almost as if he's all too familiar with the pain. Aaron sits in place, with his head down, as his long hair covers his face. Aaron then whispers, "Connie, did Sasha leave you any last words?" Connie answers,
"She asked for some meat."
Aaron gasps as his eyes widen. Then, Aaron slightly chuckles to himself as everyone watches. And then we get a flashback as we stare into the sun-setting clouds. We hear Sasha asking,
"Can you guys keep a secret? Because I totally just helped myself to the officer's pantry."
This is that moment on top of the wall before their first survey mission, as Sasha shows Aaron's team the meat that she smuggled into her jacket.
But hey, it'll be all right. I mean, once we've taken our land back, we'll have all the room we need for livestock.
The flashback ends, showing Sasha's corpse. Aaron now shows anger on his face, scowling. Jean tells Aaron the sad truth.
"Aaron, Sasha only died because you dragged the scouts into this. You know that."
Aaron continues to struggle with the news of Sasha's passing as the airship continues to head back to Parody. To be continued.
Man, we knew this episode was coming.
Yeah.
And it still hurts.
I had 3 Connie lines.
Yeah.
Each one less than a sentence.
It's
That
so
shit still
hard.
fucking hurt.
It's so hard.
And just thinking about, let's talk about Connie for a moment. We talked about the relationship that Connie and Sasha have and how they are siblings.
Mm-hmm.
How they are a taekwondo duo.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship that they have, the bond that they have, all of the missions,
Yeah, they're literally best friends.
the obstacles, the foes, everything that they've all faced together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Connie has lines in here that are very short. And I can only just assume that like this is information and this is something that as he's processing live, as he has to tell everybody else in that room, all those important figures in that room about what he just saw happening, right? That he himself, of course, is struggling.
It looks
composing himself.
Yeah, almost like he's not even saying it to them. He's saying it to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie says
and he just got himself in the position
like
where
he's not even in his body right now.
No.
He is having an out-of-body experience. He doesn't even know he's feeling every emotion at once. And even looking at his face, you can visibly see one eye is more closed than the other. Like you could tell he's like, I don't even know what to do.
It's his right eye, which is like fighting back the water on his eyelid, and that left eye is wide open, just fucking
like in shock,
screaming. Yeah,
he's like, I have no idea what to do with myself right now.
He's just shut down. Like he's literally just shut.
He's
down.
literally on autopilot.
Yeah,
he's on autopilot
he's
right
in
now.
soldier mode. He did the soldier thing. He went to the door of his commanders, opened the door, gave him whatever information he had.
Yeah,
whatever they asked for.
Yeah.
And the reaction of everyone.
So
Levi's reaction is painful.
I want to talk about Levi real quick.
He got attacked.
In chat, Tish says the laugh was the final snap. The laugh itself was just a chuckle, and it was just kind of like a head
There's
down.
a lot I have to say about that.
It was kind of like kind of like that, you know? It was just very.
It was kind of like a little like.
it looked more to me like he laughed because he remembered.
Yeah, I agree, Eddie.
The vivid memory hit him of Sasha grabbing the meat.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why he chuckled. He was like, that's one of the last good memories I've held on to for a long time.
Dude, that's a good, I didn't think about it that way.
It just, poof.
It's gone.
I didn't think about it that way.
Dead.
That's a good way to think about it.
And, yeah.
That's, out of all the people who were on that first mission, she's the last one out of our core group. Like, no, I'm not talking Hanji. I'm talking just the core group of cadets to bite the dust. That isn't a traitor or something. Like, she's the last ally to from Aaron's youth to really bite the dust.
So to your point there, it's kind of like from here on out, like that was the last attachment that Aaron has.
That's his full commitment because he knows everyone else is going to be okay.
Yeah.
He knows everyone else is going to survive in some way, shape, or form that he cares about.
Yeah.
To go back to Tish's pinned comment, Sasha's death is also kind of the end of Aaron's humanity in a bit. Like Sasha was the last thread to his old life. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a moment that obviously is going to be brought up again by Connie when we talk about it in that episode. But what Lexi mentioned was the other reactions that we got, and we can start with Levi's.
Yeah. Can I say my theory on why Aaron laughed?
Yeah, please.
Now that we're on the
Of
topic.
course.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just mine. I did some more Reddit sleuthing because that's just who I am now, I guess.
Reddit. We love Reddit.
Yeah. Yeah. They always have answers for Attack on Titan, or at least just theories about it.
Yeah.
And the general consensus that I think is really interesting, that a lot of people also echo on, they also echo that sentiment a lot on Reddit, is saying that Aaron is laughing because this is kind of the moment when he realizes the plan is going according to plan. Everything that's going to happen is really going to happen.
So it's kind of like a chuckle of excitement where it's kind of like...
No. It's like a chuckle of like, oh my God.
All these visions I've had
This is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like the first real tragedy that I've envisioned of Sasha dying has happened. Like, holy shit, this is happening.
Okay, I want to ask a question.
It's kind of like a
though.
panic.
I want to ask a question though, because the flashback doesn't happen at when Connie says that Sasha just died.
Yeah.
The flashback happens after Aaron asks Connie what her last words were.
And then Connie goes, she asked for some meat.
So my question is then, like, was that some sort of indicator there? Like,
Yeah. Because in his vision, he could have seen, like, Sasha asked for meat when she died.
Yeah.
And that's the rest, the rest that happens. That obviously doesn't want to happen. He doesn't want to.
Was it almost like to your point of like, okay, everything's supposed to play out, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well then, like if it's almost like a test.
Yeah.
Like, well, if it's supposed to play out, then like almost like he's having an internal conversation with future Eren. Like, well then, what is Sasha's like last words going to be then? And then Eren's be like, she's going to ask for some meat or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's almost like that moment where you're like, oh shit, like that actually happened. Hey Connie, what were her last words?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
oh my God, she's
I could
dead.
totally see that being his own confirmation.
Yeah. And at that moment, and then all of a sudden it's like like you said, it's a weird revelation.
Oh my God.
His eyes literally like widen. It's like, oh my God. And then he starts chuckling and stuff, you know, like that could be a moment where, because he asked that is like the confirmation where he challenges his future self.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, if she's really going to die and this is really going to happen, right, for us, whatever, then like what her last word's going to be. Right. So that think about that. That's some creepy shit. Like, not gonna lie.
Seriously.
You know?
No, that's why I was so excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
Just reading it off of, this is the AI overview of what Reddit is basically saying, is that Eren left after Sasha's death due to a combination of factors, including the knowledge of her death being a part of the fixed future he saw through his memories. And it's a laugh as a nervous reaction to the situation, and potentially the realization that he couldn't change the course of events that are to come.
No, wow. And just think about that.
Yeah.
Like, if you already see how things are going to play out and you realize that.
And you're like, I don't want to do that.
It's almost like you went ahead and you're fucking, like, you have to go ahead and just carry this boulder like he did over in you know, one of the early seasons, right?
Great analogy.
He's going out there and he's climbing up this hill, right? And all of a sudden now he's at the top of the hill, and then you have to go ahead and just bring on top of the mountain, bring that boulder back. And he's like, okay. And then the moment he pushed that boulder, it's like a fucking it's just
gravity
it's
just
snowballing.
takes it. Yep.
And he can't stop anymore. And he's like, oh shit. He goes, however it's gonna play out, right? There's no stopping it now. Like everything's gonna go ahead and play out how it's supposed to play out now.
Dude,
Like, there's nothing I can do to change this now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
this dude literally has multiple personality disorder. Oh shit! I could totally see it being
Talking
like how you're saying, like
personalities.
the older one that has been going through all these paths, and trying to find the right one.
He has experienced infinitely more than maybe the amount of the population that he killed.
I see it as the Eren of every prior trial run to this bullshit.
Yeah.
Being like, she's gonna die and she's gonna ask for some meat. Eren hears she's gonna die, and he's like, "No fucking way."
It's almost like that's so fucking weird and crazy. Like, why would that even happen?
Like, I could totally see it being like,
he's like, no, I don't want her to.
Yeah.
I could change it.
eyes.
It's like, no, you
pupils
can't.
dilate. Fucking old man, timeless Eren is just like, I fucking told you.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. And then the real Eren comes back, and that's when he's like,
Yeah.
and that's when John steps in. He's like, "You're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This is your fault. You can't be mad about it."
Well, I was thinking about that. You know what's a really great parallel is that Eren could be crying because he's realizing, wow, I can't change a thing. I can't change anything that's to come. And that's why he's laughing. Very similar to when he was crying out at, biting his nubs.
Yeah.
Realizing I haven't changed a bit. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Like, everything stayed the same. Nothing has changed.
Damn.
And he's scream crying.
Yeah.
This is the exact same Eren.
Yeah.
Doing the exact same emotion, realizing, oh my God, I can't change a thing.
It's like,
Sasha just died and she did indeed ask for me. I can't change anything that's to come
it's
now.
the hopelessness.
Yeah.
It's that timeline's Eren being hopeless.
It's that
and
hysterical.
the Eren that's forced his memories into every fucking timeline to find the right one, being like, I found it.
Yeah.
Well, to that same analogy, look what Tish said. She said, oh, fuck. Like Doctor Strange showing Iron Man the one sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, too, Jacob also had some good points as well, too. Early on, he mentioned something about, if you want to find it, about voting for Connie, right? And how the moment
He
itself
goes, I know I voted for Connie to die, but man, this is fucked up.
Yeah, and then he mentioned something too about like Eren, about why Eren had to do it or something like that, right? He goes, man, like why did Eren have to do this or something like that, right? I think there's a comment that had to do about like Eren's decision making, and then Jacob himself says like I feel like this is where Eren doesn't know who he is. Am I God? Am I human? Why me? Great point. And communicating with the council. Yeah, it's crazy shit. And
Council of Jaegers.
Yeah.
And it's so strange to think about it. Like, this is Eren's revelation here.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And
he has many of those.
It's what even Hanji was talking
of what he's
about.
Going through.
It's like Hanji was talking about how, like, you go ahead and you get yourself captured. You know that we're going to go ahead and save you. Mm-hmm. Eren, I don't think fully understood, right? At least from what we can guess now, because now it's kind of like, oh my God, like, it really is happening now.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really fully understand how it was going to play out when he went into Marley.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he just went in and was like, okay, I'm going to meet with Zeke and da-da-da. Okay, then I guess we'll go from there. You know, I'm going to meet with my brother and, you know, I guess this is this big thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I know they're going to come save me. That's expected. But he's probably thinking, like, it's so not expected for these two kids to hop on and shoot Sasha. Like, are you kidding me? I'm not expecting that.
Yeah.
And then...
And for them to be Zeke's proteges in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it happens. And he's like, God, and he sees the future and he's like, got it. That's why we need those kids.
Yeah. I feel like
they have to come in and intrude and kill Sasha. There's no way I can avoid that.
I feel like the
amount of timelines he's probably...
Yeah, definitely. He's been jumping around. Fuck, I had it and then I lost it.
Well, let me know when you find it. But another thing too is like, even when he just left Reina there and not even killing Reina, like, he understands there is a bigger purpose there as well. There's just so many seeds being planted by Eren. It's so crazy to think that, like, in real time, like, as we're, like, covering it and like focusing over on the episodes play out, it's one of those things that, like, Chopper's getting tired. It's one of those things where, like, Eren himself, Eren himself,
I know it's getting late, Choppy. I know
he is seeing, like, them actually play out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, they're actually happening in front of his eyes.
Yeah.
And
oh, good catch.
Yeah, oh my God, come on, Chopper. You got it. Only a little bit longer.
He's tired. He's sleepy.
And yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
Insane.
No, I remember now. I was going to say Marley was just his leap of faith.
Yeah.
In his memories. That he was like, I'm either losing my fucking mind or I got to go to this place.
Yeah.
Either way, only way to get this shit to stop or get answers is to go to this place.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
And he goes, gets captive, cuts his leg off.
Yeah.
And he's like,
all right,
I'm here.
This kid, I gotta send my. Oh, her color just changed.
How you do that?
Tish, you're pink
Tish,
now.
like the bodies. Oh my gosh. Tish also said, by the way, all this because he got friend zoned.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
I guess Eddie went ahead and sent you both a reel about Eren confessing.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
It's like a AI make of Itachi and Eren.
And
you know who Itachi is? You seen Naruto?
No.
I haven't either, so I didn't really get it. I mean, I understood it, but I don't know the lore like that.
Basically, their Naruto series Black Ops is what the
I do magic, right, Tish?
Whatever they're the Black Ops, the guys with all the shotgun guns, the Uchiha clan. They're just Black Ops. Itachi is like the Black Op, and they're afraid of the Uchihas.
I was reading a lot of the comments too, and I was like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, they were afraid of the Uchihas rising up against them, and they were like, slaughter all the Uchihas. And he goes, I won't kill my brother. Fine, kill the rest of them.
Like,
and that's where the scene of the dude on the telephone pole with the moon in the background, that's Itachi getting ready to slaughter all of his own people.
Yeah, I knew that
Crazy.
too.
Eddie also says, but I would say Eren's head is all jello at this point. He said his visions are all colliding at the same time.
Poor guy.
Dude's memories are a kaleidoscope.
But again, it's like we talked about here. Like,
yeah, Eren was put in an unfortunate situation. He had to be the bad guy.
It's one of those things where it's just now is he realizing that there's nothing he can do. He can no longer think about it. He can no longer try to process it. He can no longer try to fight it. It's all going to happen from here on out. Like a freaking snowball effect, you know?
That's why I believe he laughs.
It's crazy.
His brain is Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I think my new headcanon is just it's the other Eren being like, I was right.
Yeah, be like, dude, I told you. She asked for meat. That's literally what I said.
That's crazy to think that, like,
or that's what the memory said.
That
she
Eren,
asked for meat.
Yeah,
it's so crazy to think that, like, that future Eren, like, revealed himself in that moment with that chuckle.
Yeah,
and then, like, present Eren like all of a sudden snapped out of it and he just like started getting mad again. It's so crazy to think that like, oh shit.
He's like, dude, I just gotta go with it now.
Yeah.
His brain is
Dead.
literally Swiss cheese.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so unfortunately, real quickly, we'll talk about the reactions. Hanji, she just shows like she's just concerned. She's obviously very hurt by this unfortunate news. And then for Levi, I described it here as Levi expressing pain, as if showing that this is a pain that he's unfortunately too familiar with.
It is. And you could tell that you could feel the empathy like dripping
It's
off of him.
Almost like a head down, looking and just being like oh, not again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, damn, it's really, like, please not her.
Yeah.
Like, dang, it's happened again.
I couldn't have been fucking Connie.
I know. He's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But you could tell that he's also extremely empathetic because I feel like my headcanon is that he's like, I've been through this so much and they haven't been through losing your personal comrade in your squad over and over and over and over and over. Like,
He probably.
I really don't want them to get used to this feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I feel for them. This is going to suck.
Saw Connie's face.
He's like reliving his like first time losing a close comrade, like with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad.
I feel like he's also been with them longer than most of his crews.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it where I think I asked, I was like, I wonder which
there were a
crew
couple
Levi
years.
was with longer. Was it the OG Levi squad or was it with this Levi squad?
Right.
I think it was.
It
this
probably
one.
was this one because we're talking years.
Yeah, I think it's this one.
There's
Yeah.
time skip.
So this one hurts way more.
Eddie said, that's a One Piece character, right? The plushie that Age is holding. I've been seeing that guy everywhere. You will be seeing Chopper everywhere. And Jake goes, that's Chopper, Eddie. And he Tears goes, as you should, Eddie. He's the best guy around.
Yeah,
and Eddie,
around.
I gave a PSA at the start of
Yeah, you
the
missed the One Piece
podcast.
talk.
And I want to go... the reason why Chopper's here, of course, is I want to go ahead and give a very lovely shout out to, again, Zebra Cakes. Zebra Cakes went ahead and got me a little Chopper. So that's why Chopper's here. It's because Zebra Cakes bought me Chopper.
Yeah,
So,
it's cute.
yeah. Yeah. So it's crazy. I don't know. This moment is surreal to think that not only is it just about like having to go ahead and feel Sasha's death, but also like understand that like that reveal from Eren. You know, that moment, that chuckle, that like talking about it, I will admit I didn't think about it in that kind of like that aspect. And so to think about it like that and to go ahead and just like talk about it, like it's honestly, it feels very eerie. You know, it feels very kind of like creepy, right? To think like future Eren is telling Eren something and all of a sudden like that was the moment where it was like, oh wait, last words.
Clicked.
It's like, oh shit. Goes, what?
See, this was Aaron's personal Zeke Grisha moment. This is when Aaron realized, I'm going to get everything exactly the way I want it.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Because Zeke thinks he's still in the picture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Zeke 100%.
Zeke's like, yay.
we joked about it where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, he's gonna.
Zeke's feeling like
they're
$1 million
this-
bucks right
This
now.
plan will bear fruit.
Get it? Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is like, damn, Aaron was way ahead.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chopper is a drug lord. That's Big Pharma right there.
This
Do me a favor, raise up Big Pharma. That's Big Pharma right there. He's a drug dealer.
What's funny though is that like Eddie even says about the scene, this particular scene, he goes, honestly, from studying a screenplay, character, other film aspects, this can be learned by watching this scene alone.
Ooh,
Not
yeah.
even studying this scene. There's so much you can go and find just from this scene alone.
I know.
Obviously, you need a lot of
There's so much
context
that
and
you could
stuff.
really
You know,
unpack in it.
you need to go ahead and have like references.
All the
and stuff.
symbolism.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, damn craziness. And then
The color of his eyes is different too.
Yeah, they change throughout the story. They really do.
I think this is like a big part where they changed too. I see a lot more brown than I did blue in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it was always green and then brown and then gray and then blue at the ocean and then
yeah.
there's a lot going down.
And then this episode ends with Jean telling Eren again the truth that like Eren, Sasha only died because you dragged the scouts into this. You know that. Well, he knows. He knows now.
He definitely knows.
Yeah.
He knows now.
Craziness. Anything else you guys want to go ahead and add to what we just talked about?
Man, fuck you for adding that flashback at the end.
I know. Honestly, that was a very sad flashback, and you know, it just.
And we all know the scene too.
It like
we all know. We could see her like pulling it out of her little jacket. Like we all know the scene.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And even what she says at the end, where it's kind of like, hey,
super hopeful.
It'll be all right. I mean, once we've taken our land back, we'll have all the room we need for livestock.
No, dude, your hope just died.
Yeah. And then literally after the flashback, it's just like Sasha laying there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
With Mikasa and Armin sobbing over.
Literally sobbing. Like they are uncontrollably sobbing.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's all we got, right?
Yeah, sorry guys. Another sad episode for you.
I know how to go and lift up the spirits
Attack on Titan does it.
Yeah.
Okay, you got me.
All right.
All right, guys, that wraps up another episode of Attack the Talk. This is podcast season 4, and we really hope that you enjoyed everything that we covered, and we covered a lot today. We covered some AOT episode. We covered some cool kind of goofy, funny moments. We also covered some real shit as well, and
lots of analyzing.
Yeah, so I had fun with it, and again, just a reminder to everybody that we are here. We love all of you, and we're so just blessed to have your support, and we feel it. We feel the love, and you guys mean a lot to us, and know that it is 100% reciprocated, and we love you guys very much. And anything, you guys can go ahead and reach out to us, and yeah. Remember,
thank you,
love
guys.
yourself, guys. Love yourselves. And so we had a cool Q&A. We want to go ahead and keep kind of just posting Q&As and stuff. Shout out to Lex for posting over on the Instagram and stuff.
Thank you.
We're
keep an eye out for more Q&As and
exactly. We also encourage you, if you have a Q&A you would like for us to post and everything, just let us know. And
feel free to send it over.
We'll go ahead and we'll think about it, and if it's a good one, we think we can get some good responses, we'll go ahead and we'll post. And
look at the text we just got sent.
Let's see.
We have another anime request to do a deep dive on.
Whoa, what the?
What's the anime?
Watch some of ArtofCesar Marissa said, watch some of your stream today. When are you guys going to watch and deep dive Nana?
We should, but it would make me so angry deep diving into Nana.
Wait, that was your sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, fun fact, in case you're still here.
Hi, Marisol.
I just finished Nana 2 weeks ago.
Oh, damn.
Isn't it like, I feel like if we did a deep dive on it, I would just be mad. I would just be frustrated.
Hey, look, I'm a boy.
Yes.
Doesn't hit as hard, but I still get the point.
Yeah.
I get why so many women are like, that show fucked me up.
Yeah, of course. Like, it's not for everyone. It's literally just like girlhood of growing up, and you're like, oh my God, I feel so many emotions.
I hate men.
Yeah.
After watching that, I get it. I get the I hate all men thing.
Yeah. I get it.
I get it. Fuck talk to me, bro.
We'll go ahead and we'll put a pin in the code.
Literally.
Tish was asking, Jacob, where's the code? Jacob gave us a code. We'll put a pin in it real quick. Again, I want to go ahead and say...
but thank you for watching.
As far as the podcast goes, shout out to Marissa. Thank you so much for the support. And surprised to go ahead and see you popping in over on stream. Don't be afraid to go ahead and say hi and chat next time.
Come chat with us.
Yeah, so on Instagram, you'll go ahead and get your updates. If you by chance don't follow us, please follow us. If you're here and you're listening in season 4, you probably do follow us. But if you don't, just go ahead and follow us over on Instagram. You can go ahead and see the platforms we are available on over in the link tree in the bio and stuff. And also, like Lexi I mentioned, everything's posted there over on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, appreciate the support as always. We want to go ahead and give a shout out, of course, to Nate. Nate Plays Bad. Shout out to Nate
Love
for
you, Nate.
for getting everything
Thank you,
ready
Nate.
for us, for everything to get posted.
I'm gonna see you soon, little bro.
I got nothing else for you guys
Thinking
other than just
Da-da.
again, just huge thanks to all of you. I love you guys so much. Spread the love and positivity. We'll go ahead and we'll continue to do what we do and be there for one another. We'll be back here next week, and we'll continue on with the story. We're finding out some crazy stuff live as we cover these episodes. And again, I really encourage each and every one of you, to go ahead and just go ahead and give us some theories, some insights, some facts, and everything. Because again, season 4 we talked about is a season that we're not completely fully familiar with, and we're just learning as we're covering these episodes. With season 1 through 3, I feel like the three of us have watched seasons.
We
1
had
through
already
3,
spiraled for years about 1 through 3.
for so many times, multiple times, and so it's we are now
It's been out the longest.
rewatching season 4. And so again, we're learning, but we also want to go ahead and do thorough breakdowns. And so if you guys know certain things and their meanings and how they're important, or different foreshadowing stuff, and don't be afraid to go ahead and just stick around with us when we cover the episodes and break the episode down with us. And also, Lex, appreciate you doing your Reddit stuff and finding out
My
some stuff, and and being able to go ahead and bring.
I do it for myself because I'm so curious.
But honestly,
I need to know
Now
the
you're
answer.
spiraling.
I need to know the answer.
If you didn't though, then we wouldn't have gotten that kind of just sinister aspect of that.
Oh my God!
That
Yeah.
revelation.
Yeah.
The fear of of not the unknown, the fear of knowing.
I would have talked myself into that parallel.
of
Yeah.
what's
The
gonna
fear
happen.
of solidifying fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
There's nothing I could do to stop this.
Yeah, exactly. So again, just
All I could do is laugh.
I would appreciate again just the different
We like your
insight
insights.
and perspectives and knowledge and everything, because
you guys are cool.
we love to go ahead and learn, and there's a lot of learning over in season 4 for sure. But that's all I got for you guys. Hate, love. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. I'll let you guys go and say your goodbyes, and don't forget about the code as well.
Yeah. Code thanks. Because thank you all, says Jacob.
Shout out.
No,
thank you so
thank
much
you.
for that,
Very
Jacob.
He also says he should watch Nana.
Should I watch it?
It's very
should I?
girly. It's very straight girl. But if
Yeah.
you can get behind it, I can get behind that shit. If you can get behind it and invest in one or two of the characters, you'll like it.
Eddie also
I like
says
Yasu.
love. I do too. Eddie also says love everyone. Good night.
Good night, Eddie. Love you too, bro.
Yeah, I just want to wish you guys good night. And I been making a lot of jewelry. Maybe we'll open an Etsy. We'll see.
Okay, that'd be cool to go ahead and put over in the link tree.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
Love y'all.
Hey, wow.
Kisses.
Maybe Etsy jewelry from Lex, and maybe One Piece Pod.
Maybe some junk removal.
Maybe.
junk removal. That's right. Hey, that'd be another cool thing too. Potentially, maybe a link over in the link tree as well.
Yeah, for
know?
your business.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I can get you guys
Yeah,
the
let
website.
us know.
That'd be cool.
I mean, send it over and then we'll. I gotta figure out. I gotta remember that password.
Let me put a ping point on there.
Yeah.
That isn't
Yeah.
cash.
You have a customer, and Jacob, if he says it's AOT jewelry.
Yeah.
Nice.
AOT jewelry I'll buy.
Zebra cake
None of
says
it is AOT
kisses.
themed though.
You should do an evil eye, but
I made
Aaron's
this
eyes.
necklace.
This is back in the
I
time
made
zone.
This bracelet. I made
That's sick.
this bracelet.
Zebra Cake's selling her soul on Etsy.
Lex, I got a Walmart plug if you need. Oh, for real?
Oh, that'd be cool. There you go.
Support you guys no matter what. Haha.
Tish
Thanks.
is also back in her time zone. And I hope
Nice.
that you had a great trip here. I believe you were here for a week out over in Cali. I hope
Sorry
it was
so
fun.
hot.
I hope that you had a great time, a lot of cool memories and stuff like that. And I'm glad that you got back home safe.
Cold.
We support you guys no matter
Oh,
what.
right.
Appreciate that.
And sorry it was
we
cloudy.
support you too, man. All right, new episodes of Abbott Elementary. There you go. If you're looking for a show,
It was cold.
It was
yeah.
cold.
Sorry.
All right.
We're not as close to the equator.
Now it's getting hot.
And
Yeah,
then what is
now
that?
it
What is that last chat? Is that from Eddie over in the?
Haha, it's getting hot.
Yeah, it is. All right, guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much again for the support, and we'll see you guys next week. Zach, you want to go and say your goodbye?
Love, hate, hate.
Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe, share it, guys. I would love it for season 4 if we had a big
be back in
community.
July.
I want more friends, guys. I know you guys want some more siblings. Yeah. Start sharing, start telling your homies about it. Let's get this popping. Let's get a good positive movement going.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Isaiah 41:13. For I, the Lord your God, will hold your right hand, saying to you, fear not, I will help you.